I'll call this Bang Bang. Seriously?
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. Pull up, bitch.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up.
Objection. Objection.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. KO. Bang bang.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. You're a bitch, bro.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. Right?
Yeah.
The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up.
Bang, bang.
Right?
Yeah.
The bang bang, the bang bang, pull up. The bang bang, the bang bang.
Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Bang, bang.
All right, Ms. Tully, your next witness, please.
Yes, Your Honor, the Commonwealth will call Trooper Michael Proctor to the stand. Please state your name and spell your last name for the jury.
Michael Proctor, 𝗵𝗄𝗆𝗄𝗃.
You're a bitch, bro.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
I'm going to allow it.
Bang, bang.
I will fuck you up. I will beat your ass. I will fuck you up.
I'm going to allow it.
Bang, bang.
My name is Aidan Kearney, also known as Turtleboy.
Is a senior editor for Turtleboy Daily News.
I'm a big fan.
We've broken hundreds of stories that the mainstream media won't touch.
Some blogger in Massachusetts who's getting to the bottom of this better than anybody.
Why is it Turtleboy that is covering such important issues? Where is the rest of the media?
You do not say that you are gonna take my baby out of revenge and make him a transgender baby.
Stop it.
Don't you want to ask some questions? I know you do.
I do. I
know
have
you do.
People don't like the things that I say and want me to stop saying them, but I won't. I'm never gonna stop. These are the kind of stories that must be told.
And I will not be intimidated. I will not be silenced. And we will continue on our journey for justice for John O'Keefe and for Karen Read.
Tick, tick, boom. Boys, go baby, we bringing out toys. Boys, chopper be singing, should be on the boards. Bang, bang, we gon' ride out. Gang, gang, we don't die out. Want it like this, ain't no timeouts. Tell me who really gon' find out.
We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets.
Karen Read has supporters who've shown up in large numbers.
Tick, tick, boom.
Hard body, and not scaring nobody. You make me resort to wildin'. You must be blind by the diamonds. I didn't want it to be this way, but y'all won't need to try this, so it's no way around it. You the loudest one, it's going quiet. We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
This is the first time I think I've ever seen this. An outpouring of support for someone accused of murdering a Boston police officer. Unbelievable situation. Never seen anything like it.
Tick, tick, boom. You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me? You can't stop me, so who gon' stop me?
We be disturbing the peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, going beast. Bang, bang, leave you sleep. time.
Tick, tick, boom.
Boom. What's up, people? Sorry I'm late. How's Celtics? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. What the fuck was that? I mean, I know it's game one and all, but they're at a 20-point lead. I'm like, as soon as I typed in that we're going to start it after the Celtics game around 9:30, we were up by 20 points when I put that up. I'm like, actually, we can start now. Like, fuck it. This game's over. And then all hell broke loose. Next thing you know, we're down 6. Then we came back and we got the lead. And okay, we got this. And then then overtime happened. Jaylen Brown missed that layup, the bunny. And here we are. We're down 1-0. We didn't even get a shot off at the end. The fuck kind of shit is that? Anyway, whatever. Just game one. We'll be fine. Fix my mic. What's wrong with the mic? I saw somebody say fix my mic. Something wrong with my mic. Yeah, I think they set a new record for missed 3-pointers that game. I don't know. I don't know what's happened with the colors in my red again. I don't know. I don't know how any of this shit works. Mic is fine. Okay, cool. I'm fuchsia. Bro, what is happening right now? I don't get it. Hold on. Does this work? No, this is even going to be more fuchsia. Actually, no, it's still like bright red. Like what is happening right? Is it the camera? Actually, did I just fix it? I know I'm turning red again. I think that's a little better. Whatever. I'm fuchsia. I'm magenta turtle boy. Is it that bad? I don't know. If I lean like this, what about over here? Over here. Move closer. It's okay. Now I turn red again. What the fuck? What? Now I'm really red. What the fuck is happening? So it sounds perfect. Okay. Whatever. Let's deal with it. I don't know why I'm always red like that. Yeah, my hair is like, it's not blonde anymore. What the fuck? It's going to bother me. Hold on. Let's see. How about this? How about like standard definition? No, that doesn't do shit. Oh, well. I guess we'll just keep it and deal with it. Yeah, I got the McDonough tan. That's right. We'll call it that. All right, guys. Welcome to the show. Sorry about the delay. If you're new here, my name's Aidan Kearney. You can call me a variety of names if you like. Uncle Turtleboy. You can call me Dr. Turtleboy. It's actually my preferred pronoun because if Jim Crosby gets to be a doctor, then so do I. You can call me Daddy is acceptable, not mandated. I know for some people that could be a little bit weird, so you're definitely not required to call me Daddy by any means, but you're welcome to. I will allow it. You can call me 𝗕𝗵𝗺𝗺𝗺 Kearney. That's my Facebook name. Follow me on there. It's also my true crime name because I'm a true crime guy now. I put on leather jackets sometimes. I go in the woods. I go deep in my thoughts, and I solve murder mysteries on my own. It's pretty dope. Or you can call me Journalism Jesus. I don't care what you call me. Just smash that subscribe button. I think we're up to 118,000 now. Are we up to that? Did we pass 118,000 subs today? Oh, yeah. 118,269. Dude, we're getting like 1,000 a day. So go subscribe if you haven't already. We're almost up to 120. We'll be at 200 before you know it, man. 200 before you know it. And follow me on Twitter at Dr. Turtleboy. Like I said, I'm back on Facebook, all that good stuff. All right. So we're going to get to, usually we do this Tuesdays and Saturdays, but I told you I'm going to try to do it every night of the trial. That's my goal. Every night. That is my goal. Unless I have like a mental breakdown like I did not a mental breakdown, but like a mental health night like I needed last Wednesday. Although I'm feeling a lot better tonight after what happened today. Did you guys see this? Judge Doolin's order. Let's pull this up. I like this order. This is a good order. So remember, they tried to revoke my bail over some bullshit. Okay? And no, that's not it. We don't want that. Want the bigger one. So they tried to revoke my bail last Wednesday out of nowhere. They didn't tell me they were revoking my bail. Apparently, I made some comments about Brian Tully on one of my YouTube presentations, and which I don't know. I said I don't even remember. Sometimes I just get so in the zone that I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. When I just get and honestly, I just let my emotions take over me. You know what I mean? Like I have every reason in the world to strongly dislike Brian Tully. Like I'm perfectly justified in that. Like that dude. And where do I start? He helped cover up the murder of John O'Keefe, right? That's just a fact, undeniable fact. He allowed Michael Proctor to do everything that he did because he's Michael Proctor's boss. He signed off on everything. Okay. So that's just what he did to John O'Keefe and Karen Read. Then with me, he so he finds out about the Fort Edge. He knows that's a problem. And he immediately starts to be like, let's go arrest this guy. Let's do something to arrest him because he's just, he talked to 𝗥𝗏𝗏. That's a problem. He embarrassed us. We can't have this guy doing this stuff. So he's like, let's arrest him. Right, Michael? Didn't Michael Proctor say that? Didn't Michael Proctor say in a message something to the effect of, I don't remember. Oh, right. It's protected. I can't say what Michael Proctor said in that text message, but you're going to find out. It's in the motion to dismiss. It's redacted. I don't know why it's redacted because it's outrageous when you see what Michael Proctor said about your boy here. Worse than anything he said about Karen, in my opinion. He didn't make fun of like my medical conditions or anything like that, but like more egregious, in my opinion, what he said about me. And it's just redacted. And you'll see, like when you see what he said about me, you're going to be like, oh my God, this guy's more corrupt than I thought, So anyway, I can't share it though. I can't show what he said. Not yet. And we're trying to get him unimpounded. We filed the motion to do that. Hopefully it goes away. He didn't call me a whack job cunt. He's got a different name for me. So everybody's got a name with Michael Proctor. I have a name. So he calls me and he's got names for me. But these guys get very sensitive when you call them names. Okay. They get very sensitive when you call them names. So, like I said, Brian Tully has done a lot of damage to Karen Read and John O'Keefe and Justice and all that stuff. But he's also like, single-handedly trumped up these charges on me that put me on bail in the first place. And then the dude he came to my house personally to arrest me. He personally came to my house to arrest me. And I think actually, do I have this? Do I have this fugitive unit thing? I found the guy who arrested me. Hold on. Messages. Maybe they're in my Twitter messages. I always forget what messages. I got my Twitter messages. I got my Facebook messages. So let me see. 𝗀𝗏. No. Fugitive unit. They didn't come up with that. Nope. How about this email? Anything in here? No. Okay, I'll find it later. You got to basically they sent the fugitive unit to my house, and there's just the fugitive unit is for like the most violent offenders, like that won't turn themselves in, like real dangerous gangbangers, murderers, and shit. And Tully personally came to my house and put me in handcuffs and like walks around my house like he freaking owns the place, and he's just a dickhead, just like whatever. Like that's just I don't want to call him names. I don't want to cause him emotional harm. All right. But on top of that, then he conspired. Like this is the dirtiest thing he did was what he conspired with 𝗫𝗏𝗄𝗃. Like that's evil what he did right there. Like he knows 𝗫𝗏𝗄𝗃 is a liar. He knows that. He got approached by a woman who got dumped by me and couldn't handle it and went to him and was like, I'm really angry about a breakup. And he's like, oh, good. How can we use you to put him in jail? Like, how can we do that on Christmas, mind you? And he conspired with her to have me, he gave her a fake grand jury summons, dude. Fake. The grand jury summons for December 27th was fake. There was no grand jury on December 27th. It was fake. He gave it to her as bait. She sent it to me to like get me being like, why are you what? How does Brian Tully know who you are? Like, what is happening right now? And then the fake baby, and he knew that was fake. And basically, she asked him, can I invite him over? And he's like, yeah, do it. Get him in the apartment. Don't go. He wants to meet in the main area. Don't get him out of there. Get him in the apartment. She's texting him while he's there. And and the whole plan was to get me in there, make up a lie, say I hit her. And he knows it's fake. She didn't even call the police. He calls the police the next day for this fake thing. And Clay's dead. And RIP baby Clay. And next thing you know, there's a warrant out for my arrest because this motherfucker lied about me. So he's just like evil. And then he didn't stop. Like when I got out of jail, he just doesn't stop. He's constantly trying to get me arrested for the window intimidation thing. He had that application for criminal complaint out in like 40 minutes. Like he just lives for this shit. And so like, it's not a joke to me. Like this is serious shit. Like you go to jail, you're separated from your kids. Like that's like the most painful thing you can do to a parent is separate them from their children. Like it's evil. Only an evil person could do that to an innocent person. I understand some parents are criminals and they got to go away. Right. I get that. But like Brian Tully knows I'm not a criminal and he's doing it anyway. Like that's just evil. So yeah, I said I didn't say I was going to do anything to him, but I said I hoped bad things happened to him. And I get a little carried away sometimes. I get a little hyperbolic on here, right? But you're allowed to hope horrible things happen to people that you hate. Okay? So like people who are not witnesses, I guess I could say that about people who are not quote unquote witnesses. Like for instance, I don't know, like Hitler. Like if Hitler was alive today, I would hope that he would get prostate cancer or something just horrible like that. Like some real painful shit. I hope he got hit by lightning. I don't know. Like drown. Anything. Throw him in the Arctic Ocean or some shit. Drop him out of a plane. Just something horrific and horrible. That's what I would do to Hitler. Right? That's it. You're allowed to say stuff like that about people who you hate. You're allowed to hope bad things happen to people that you hate. Now, it would be the next thing would be like if you went to the next level and you said, well, I'm going to do this or, you guys should do this or something like that. Yeah, you can't do that. That's an actual threat. Those are fighting words. And we all agree that should be illegal. Like for you to say like, I'm going to fucking kill you or some shit like that. You can't do that. No, you can't. That's too much. But to say you hope, what the fuck does that mean? And then like they got like the whole part of like I reread my quote. It's in the Globe. Actually, let's just fucking read the Globe article on this real quick. Which by the way, before we read that, let's just read the ruling from Doolin. Then we'll get started with the testimony today. So it says here, a hearing was held on this matter April 30th. After a review of the papers and evidence submitted, this motion is denied. The words stated, words being the key word, stated by the defendant, a journalist. Oh, that's big. I gotta change that. A journalist do not mandate revocation of his bail. Nice. The comments do not violate the court's order to have no contact, direct or indirect. Okay. Nor do they, without more, constitute a criminal offense. So they tried to revoke me on two things. The first one was, first of all, I love how they call me a journalist. And this, it's like, do you understand? This is going to be like my profile picture. I'm a journalist. Like a judge said that. So it is written. So it has been ruled, case closed, as if there was any doubt. But to tell me to have no contact direct or indirect, with any witness in a case. I didn't have any contact with Brian Tully. Their argument was that I'm so fucking powerful and so many people watch me that it would get back to him what I said about him. And that's contact, which is fucking ridiculous. Like, that is the most retarded legal procedure. I can't believe a lawyer actually made that argument in court, that talking about someone is third-party contact because the person saying it, me, is so fucking awesome that his audience is so big that it's going to get back to the person he's talking about. So, like, you can say that as long as you're Plevin. Like, Plevin can't be guilty of indirect contact because that would require that people actually listen to him, and that's clearly not happening, right? So, there's that. So that one's done. And then it says constitute a new criminal offense. They also tried to have me, Cosgrove also argued that there is grounds for a witness intimidation charge against Brian Tully. So first of all, if they were to charge me with witness intimidation against Brian Tully, if he became a victim in my case, he couldn't be the lead detective anymore, could he? Because you can't be the victim and the lead detective in the same case. I guess someone else would have to do it, wouldn't they? And I don't think he wants to give that up. But he actually had to argue. He actually had to tell Cosgrove that he is in fear of Turtleboy, all these grown-ass men. Brian Tully played college football, believe it or not. Defensive tackle. Somehow that guy played defensive tackle for Stonehill with Paul O'Keefe. Big, tough guy. Trained with a gun, a badge. He's a lieutenant. Big, tough guy. And he's fearful for his life because I made comments on my YouTube presentation. What? So basically, the judge here, he agreed that indirect contact was like ridiculous. But he's like, could this be a probable cause for witness intimidation? I don't know. And he took it under advisement whether or not he's going to revoke my bail. So that was still kind of out there. It was a possibility. And he decided, I love the way he wrote this because number one, he calls me a journalist. Number two, he says that what I've said, the comments do not constitute a new criminal offense. So what I said about Tully was not probable cause, which the bar for that is pretty low, probable cause for witness intimidation. What I said about Tully was that I hoped he died or something, right? I didn't say that about any other witness that I'm being charged with. Not Jennifer McCabe. I said I hope Jennifer McCabe goes to jail. Are you allowed to do that? I mean, what's worse, death or life in jail? I mean, some would argue life in jail. Brian Albert. I mean, none of these people that I actually be like, oh, I hope they all die in a fire. Like, I never said that about any of them. I've said a lot of things about these people. I've never said that. And yet I've been charged with witness intimidation. So if this doesn't constitute witness intimidation against Brian Tully, how does it constitute witness intimidation against all of them? I think that bodes well. He said on Wednesday that we had 10 to 14 days before he renders a decision on my witness intimidation charges with all the McAlberts. So I think this bodes well. I don't want to count my chickens or anything like that. He could easily choose not to dismiss any of them, but I like my chances now. Even though he told me I was on thin ice, maybe that was just his way of saying, take it easy, calm down a little bit, stop giving these assholes a reason to bring this in here. But I hope, why don't we take a poll right now? Let's do a little poll right now. I'm going to start a poll. All right, real talk though. Like in the poll right now, vote. Will Judge Doolin dismiss the witness intimidation charges against me? Yes, all of them. Only some of them, because there's like 16, or not counting Lindsay Catani, hers don't count, or none of them. What do you guys think? Yes, all. Oof, that would be nice. I mean, you guys are optimistic. 1,000 votes in, 64% say yes, all of them. 32% say only some. I don't know. I like my chances, but you know, I hope he does. Because this nightmare needs to end. But anyway, I was very proud. You guys, and then the Globe comes out. You guys see the Globe headline on this? Check this out. Judge declines to revoke bail of Aidan Kearney, blogger known as Turtleboy. What? Blogger? No, I'm not a blogger. It says right in there. I mean, they're so salty. They're just so salty. They literally call me, the judge you're quoting calls me a journalist. So what do you want? You know, and then the headline over here on Twitter says, a Norfolk Superior Court judge declined to revoke the bail of Aidan Kearney, the blogger known as Turtleboy, after he said in a profanity-laced YouTube video that he hoped a state police investigator's family died in a fire. I don't know if I actually said his family. I was kind of vague about some of the things that I said in there. Again, it was all a blur. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. When they played the tape, I'm like, I don't even remember saying that, to be perfectly honest with you. But it was all a blur. I get in the zone sometimes. And so it says here that you just got to read this out loud. I read this out loud today, and I'm like, how is this my life? I'm being featured in the Boston Globe, and this is the opening paragraph. A Norfolk Superior Court judge on Monday declined to revoke the bail of Aidan Kearney, known as Turtleboy, for saying in a recent YouTube video that he hoped a state police investigator's family died in a fire and that his quest for revenge is sanctioned by Jesus Christ. Never. Oh my God. I can't believe this is my life. It was a good picture, but I can't believe the first paragraph. Like you told me 15 years ago, oh, you're going to be featured on the front page of the Globe. First paragraph. First paragraph. For saying in a recent YouTube video that he hoped a state police investigator's family died in a fire and that his quest for revenge is sanctioned by Jesus Christ. I don't know if I said it was sanctioned. Again, it was all kind of a blur. It said something about Jesus. I think I said Jesus talks to me. Revenge. Like, it's a joke. He's never talked to me. I've been going to Catholic church for 43 years. He's never talked to me ever. Believe it. Can you believe that? And I still go, and he's never talked to me. So he didn't actually tell me that. But again, as we said in court, revenge is karma. Okay. That's what we meant by that. Like, it's not actual revenge. Like, and Jesus is not gonna, you know, and didn't Jesus say he wanted to like smite the money changers? I think part of Jesus was revenge, but that's a different story. The words stated by the defendant, a journalist. Okay. We talked about that. The profanity laced video targeted. Wait, oh, they actually linked the video? Oh, okay. No, that's just the first story they had in it. See, look at this. In the clip, prosecutors wrote, Kearney says in part that Tully can go fuck himself, him and his stupid wife and his stupid family. So I don't say that his stupid family should die in a fight. That never happened. I hope they all die in a fire. Mostly, like, I was not talking about the whole family there. Okay. I obviously don't want any kids dying in any fires. And then I said, I go to church every Sunday, and that's what Jesus talks. That's what Jesus talks to me. It's not even proper English. And that's what he says. Revenge. But nowhere in there do I say I'm going to do it. Like, maybe like with I don't even know what I'm saying there. But it does nowhere do I say anything like that. Notice they kept the quote out about what Brian Tully's done to my family. Because that's where the anger is coming from, right? Like that's where the frustration's coming from. Anyway. They're so mad. Although Kearney's comments were reprehensible, it says. First of all, Lieutenant Tully did his job, and it is that for which Mr. Kearney acts to retaliate. He did not do his job. That's why he was disciplined. Although Kearney's comments were reprehensible, their content is essentially irrelevant for purposes of determining whether there is a violation of the order. It is the fact that any communications, not the particular content thereof, that determines the violation. There's no contact. They go that Tully is highly unlikely. He is well aware that Tully is highly likely to be informed of Kearney's remarks, which are an obvious attempt to intimidate him and his family. Why are they obvious? Because they say they're obvious. What makes it obvious? Tully's family may justifiably fear that one or more of the defendant's more fervent followers, doubly fortified by the alleged approval of Jesus himself, oh my God, may decide to assist fate in bringing about the death by fire or auto accident of Lieutenant Tully and his family. So an actual prosecutor collecting triple pensions and double dipping up and down actually wrote in a court filing that I should not be able to make statements because one of you guys might burn someone's house down. You might. Like that's what he's saying. It's like this is so offensive that like all of my followers and listeners are just fucking crazy and you guys just burn shit down because I say shit on my show. That is out fucking outrageous that this argument was actually made in court. Yeah. In seeking to have him jailed for his remarks, prosecutors included the entire transcript of his tirade in which he said he would become aroused sexually, mind you, if you told me Brian Tully died in a car accident tomorrow. So what? First of all, I can't control what gives me an erection. You understand that? I'm a guy. Like, we can't control it. Like, if something, first of all, it's a joke. I wouldn't actually get sexually aroused by that. That would be kind of weird. Okay. That's what makes it funny. But like, I wouldn't, as a guy, we can't help it. Like, if your dick gets hard, your dick gets hard. That's not my fault. Like, I can't, well, why is that even a, what? Like, what is the crime there? Boner intimidation? Like, what is happening right now? And then it says, Brian Tully actually deserves to die, deserves to get hit by a car and die, like die. I hope it's painful. That's what the quote says. I don't even remember saying that. I was like blacked out. But either way, I don't say anything there about me telling anyone else to do anything bad or that I'm going to do something bad. Okay. And that's that. So anyway, that's the way the Globe wrote it up. They don't even mention the good stuff. They just, whatever. It's just, I can't wait for this shit to end. I can't wait. So anyway, why don't we read, if you guys want to have your messages read out loud to the class tonight, you can click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me at you can cash at me at $�UncleTurtleboy, and I'll read your message out loud to the class and we can do it that way. Okay. Let me start off, read a few of these. Some bangers. Okay. Cinco de Mayo today. Nice. All right. It's my daughter's birthday, 10th birthday today. All right. Laura sends $50 and goes, was at the Dedham courthouse today for jury duty. Seeing it in person reminded me of how grim and serious this all is. I can see why the courthouse crowds in pink would be comforting to Karen Everyone should try to get down there. Thanks for all you do, doctor. So I was there today, and thank you for your service. I was down there today for a few hours. I stayed till like lunch, and then I had to leave. I didn't get fucking good service there. Like where we are in the border zone of the buffer, my phone, I don't know if it's just my phone. I couldn't like watch the trial, so I had to walk around a lot. But it was great being down there. There was about a dozen or so people that were there, but we need more people. It's the weather right now. It's definitely when it gets nicer. I want to see more people goddamn down there, right? Let's get people down there, right? The reason that they're able to control the crowds is because the crowds are so small. Let's get a lot of people down there, man. A lot of people down there in that buffer zone. That'd be dope. All right. I hope you didn't say that about the kids. They are innocent in this. Oh, I didn't say shit. First of all, fuck you. Go read the actual comments. I don't say that about the fucking kids. Get over yourself. And what about my fucking kids? You got any comments about that, Jersey? Do you? You got any fucking thing to say about what Brian Tully did to my kids? If not, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out. I fucking hate you. Don't tell me his kids matter and my fucking don't. Do not tell me that. Fuck you. Anyway, back to this. All right. So thank you for that one. I showed you, let me show you this video of what happened down there today. Check this out. I mean, it's just like, seriously, get, you know what? If you see, they need to understand you said a lot out of anger. My son has the same mouth. Okay. You can stay then. You're not banned. You're not banned. Anyway, back to that. Let me show you this video of us down there today. So we're trying to watch Sarah Levinson, who looks like Heather Maxon after she got stung by all the bees. We're trying to watch her on the TV down there, and then the post office does this.
Dude, like, what are they doing? They're getting like every fucking inch. Like, this is a joke. Hold on. We're trying to watch the testimony, and they got this guy up. The post office sends out they're gonna mow the lawn
in the rain, like it was like raining
right there,
it's
in
drizzling.
The case. This is the smallest lawn I've ever seen. And they got the rider mower, of course. They could have done this during the goddamn break, but they're like, nah, we're gonna wait for they are doing everything to get us out of here. Everything. But people aren't going to stop. And this is like shitty today. The weather's shitty. Who fucking mows the lawn in the goddamn rain? Who mows the lawn in the rain? Look, he's laughing. He knows what's going on. He knows what's going on. He knows. They've been sent out here to, like, don't let them watch it. They're trying to watch the trial. Don't let them do it. Tell me this ain't intentional. Look at that. Post office. Look, I mean, dude, look how small that blade grass is. Get the pusher mower out of here with that. What is happening right now? Seriously? Unbelievable.
Yeah. So then there's that, and then they bring the leaf blower.
Bro, the cross started, and now they've brought out the goddamn leaf blower. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you
the leaf blower? Look at this. There's like nothing to blow.
Oh, don't even do it over here. Don't even do it right here. Don't even do it right here. Don't even fucking do it right here. Are you fucking kidding me? There's no goddamn way. No fucking way. This is not. We ain't going nowhere, pal. Not happening. Not happening. A leaf blower. You got that from Kelleher? Where'd you get that? Oh my fucking god. What are they gonna do next? What do they got next? Bugle practice? Let's go. I know, right? But Julie Nagel must be coming in because I hear a tuba.
Okay.
Are you? Oh, this is comical.
Anyway, yeah, I don't even give a shit. I don't have no idea if that was probably not planned, but just the optics of it all. Like, dude, it's like when they stuck Costanza in that basement. They wanted him to quit his job, so they gave him like an office that he had to like climb through a goddamn tunnel to get to. It's like that's how we feel over there. Like, if we're not quitting. We are not quitting, dude. You're not gonna put us over here with the leaf blower going everywhere. And the goddamn rider mower. It's comical at this point. Like, it's like, dude, what is happening right now? What is happening? But it would be awesome if we just had so many goddamn people down there, man. Both sides of the street. We can all sit there, have a good time, right? Get your ass down there. If you came last time, get your ass down there here this time. It's going to be awesome. I know. And it's like, you can still see Karen coming in and out of court. They still come over, they say hello. Like, it's going to be dope. Okay, cool. Next up for donos. Gallagher's Frown Jones sends $10, goes, if you put 6 solo cups with liquid into a paper grocery store bag that is sitting on snow, pick it up and put it in your car. Wouldn't the bottom of the bag get wet with melted snow? Cling to the bag's bottom and dump the cups if you picked it up. Wouldn't the wind blow over the bag? Probably. I'm sure it's not by the book. And honestly, I don't like how everybody gets fixated on the solo cups and the Stop and Shop bag. I think that's what Ronnie would call a distractor. I don't think that matters, right? Because who cares? Like, what they kept this blood. I know it goes to the whole, like, the investigation was done shoddily, but like the blood's all in the house anyway. Like, who cares about the solo cups? Like, I just don't care that much. What I do care, and like, let's not shit on the leaf blower. Like, this whole shitting on the leaf blower, I don't get from our side. We should be pro leaf blower. Like, to me, I loved Gallagher's testimony today. It was the best testimony I've ever heard. Gallagher got up there and he was so defensive of his goddamn leaf blower. And he's like, no, it gets everything. It finds everything. I'm like, yeah, what he said. I'm with him. Yeah, fuck yeah. You goddamn right it does. Like 47 pieces of taillight. Right? Because if that was there, your leaf blower, no. Your leaf, like, that's the way you should have asked him. Like, man, that leaf blower is so fucking. Hank Brennan was talking shit about that leaf blower. Like, it wouldn't find 47 pieces of taillight. Is that true? Fuck no. Fuck no. If it was there, we definitely would have found it. Oh, so it wasn't there. Oh, thank you. I mean, that's the case right there. That's the proof of the framing. Paul Gallagher is the most important witness when it comes to showing that Karen Read was framed, because he searched the whole goddamn area and there's no taillight. And do not shit. Like, our side shitting on the leaf blower is bad. Our side should be like, yeah, fucking leaf blower. Dope. Awesomest tool ever. Good, perfect. Good job, Gallagher. That's really ingenuitive. We have to stop shitting on the solo cups and especially the leaf blower. Do not disrespect Lieutenant Gallagher's leaf blower, for crying out fucking loud. Think about the big picture, folks. Think about it. Anyway, back to this. McLaughlin's glove sends $5 and goes, interesting how Spanky made it a point to mention during Levinson's testimony that the living area did not have direct access to the garage. A lot of garage talk all of a sudden. Same with the defense mentioning the garage door during Jen's cross. That's interesting. Didn't pick up on that. Thank you. Thomas A.A. says $10 and says, I pray Cosgrove drowns in his chowder. Tully has a pussy. Come at me, bro. Again, this is not my turtle chat. That is Thomas Autonomous Anonymous, who just paid to have that sent. I don't know what that even means, but that's his thoughts. Again, he's allowed to feel that way. I thought I was too, but I'm just not going to exercise that right for now. So there's that. Cassie sends $20 and goes, I'm here to say Turtleboy is the perfect name for you. You're a bit hard on the outside. Yes, I am. And squishy on the inside. True. Congrats on the motion today. What a wonderful weekend. Your son's first Holy Communion and your daughter's birthday. Congratulations. Well, thank you, Cassie. It's very kind of you. Hallie sends $10, goes, do you think JM was off script when she said that stupid thing about the ice cream man and taillight around John's body, and Gallagher when he said that Kevin Albert is their best officer? I can't believe he said that. Like, they have rankings there, that he might be, and that might say something. So there's that. I don't think she went off script though. No, she just got a little carried away. Nick sends $25 and goes, the defense is walking a tightrope with Gallagher. They need to show how fucked up the investigation is without totally discrediting the Canton police when it comes to not finding taillight. Dude, can I kiss you on the lips, Nick? Thank you. That is exactly what I'm saying. Stop shitting on the leaf blower. The leaf blower is our friend. The leaf blower finds everything. That should be our position. The leaf blower is fucking ingenious, and it would never, ever miss any taillight. It found transparent goddamn cocktail glass. Yeah, we do not want to give the jury an out as to why no taillight was found, as Nick says in his turtle chat. I think taillight needs to be the focus for tomorrow. Bro, best turtle chat ever. That is my favorite turtle chat ever from Big Nick Dick. Thank you very much, sir. Asurin Fish sends $20 and goes, I have it on good word that Officer Seraph is actually Brian Higgins visiting from 10 years in the future. Look at them side by side and tell me I'm wrong. By the way, Officer Steven Seraph is an anagram for Fat Ass Enforcer 5, which are the other 4 fat ass enforcers. Higgins. Okay. Thank you very much. I know you love when we share our conspiracy theories, Turtle Boy. Thank you. Amelia sends $10 and goes, please wish your daughter a happy birthday from a fellow Cinco de Mayo baby. Well, happy birthday, Amelia, to you too. And I will do just that. She gets back tomorrow. William sends $50 and has no comment. Thank you, sir. Elizabeth sends $5 and goes, I've been following you since you hadn't shown your identity. You've written about many people in my hometown of good old Orange. Oh, there was a fire in Orange in 2015 that I wrote about. Some shitbag parents. A horrible story. Children died. It was a fucking horrible story, but fucking horrible parents too. Remember that story out of Orange. I once threatened some teenagers for bullying my son. I was so scared that I'd be in one of your articles. No, they don't be scared. I don't bite. Thank you. Thank you, Elizabeth. Angie sends $30 and says, getting caught up started with retired Lieutenant Gallagher's testimony, comedy gold. How much of a struggle do you think everyone had not to burst out laughing? I know he takes himself so seriously. Eye roll game on point today. It's really something special. The things he said with the straight face. What a joke. Happy birthday to your daughter. Congratulations on Judge Doolin's ruling, and relieved and happy he made the right decision. Thank you. Amanda sends $20, goes, Gallagher is a complete douche with his smug attitude, like he was proud. He did a great investigation, total disgrace. Even lawyer, was disgusted with him. So was Emily D. Baker. They were both. She had a code red on him today, which is like her highest code. But yeah, he was like that last trial too. He was very insistent that like he's been paying attention to what the criticisms are. And he's like, no, he's just like an old guy who's never wrong. He's like one of those guys, So thank you for that, Amanda. Kristen sends $5 and says, serious questions. Why do some folks from Mass, like Hank Brennan and Gemma Cabe, add an R to the end of some words like lar and saw? We do that all the time. We add R's where there aren't any, and we take away R's where R's exist. So we say, I parked the car in the yard. That's like the famous whatever. I play polka on the weekends. I got hammered. But we also add R's to words like, yeah, I saw it. I saw it. Oh yeah, I saw it over there. We do add that. It's just, I don't know. It's just how we are. It's just, I don't know. I don't know how accents start, but law enforcement. Yeah. Law enforcement. Yeah. We got a couple guys down there from law enforcement. Yeah, we'll get on there. Okay. Next up. Kerry sends $25 and goes, tell Robin to pay more attention to your YouTube presentation and less time on the internet looking for nudes. Who's Robin? Free Karen Read. I appreciate that. Kerry. Perry sends $25 to you. Do you have a poll asking, were Brian, Albert, and Higgy lovers? No, I don't. Tully's Intimidation sends $10, goes, Katie McLaughlin is such a piece of shit. They all are, but fuck it. I fucking hate her. Keep up the good work and congrats on the motion being denied in your case. Well, thank you. That's why I had that poll last year about who's a bigger piece of shit that I got suspended from YouTube for a week for. Julie Nagel or Katie McLaughlin, because they're such pieces of shit, both of them. There's no other way to describe it. All right, Elizabeth sends $10, goes, why do you think the defense didn't ask Jen McCabe why she Googled herself the next day? That's a great question. I would love to hear her excuse for that one. That's a great question. She did. Wasn't it on the February 2nd she did that? She would just deny she did it. She'd be like, I didn't do that. It says, I know the paper says I did, but I didn't do that. 110%. Rose sends $5, goes, hold up a white piece of paper to color the balance of your camera. Hold it up for a bit. You tried that once, but only for a second. You need to keep it up a little longer. Oh, and hanky sucks. Is that true? If I go like this. Okay. So you hold it paper, white piece of paper to color balance your camera. How long is a bit? Let's go like this. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5 Mississippi, 6 Mississippi, 7 Mississippi. I don't think it worked. Thank you. All right, next up. Oh, and hanky sucks. Thank you. Trey sends $10, goes, you look cute in pink. But in the words of Turtleboy, anyway, back to this. Exactly. Well, thank you for the compliment. I appreciate that. Jen's Tooth, Who Tooth, and Nothing But the Tooth sends $10 and says 2 things I keep wondering. Why is the vomit on his underwear never brought up? Also, why hasn't anyone talked about what Scanlon said? I don't know what show you've been watching, but we've discussed both of those at length. So thank you very much for the dono. Kelly sends $10 and goes, fire the stylist and hire an IT guy. Congrats on your legal win. The stylist works for free. She's pretty dope. Congrats on your legal win. Truly embarrasses alpha men. Thank you. Jersey sends $10 and says, how is it Karen was so loud outside Jen's house? Matt Holt told her to shut up, Karen, before she woke up the neighbors, yet no one inside Fairview heard a thing. It's a great question. Love you, Daddy. Free Karen and Daddy now. Love from Green Sea, South Carolina. Yes. Thank you, Jersey. $5 is from here. Shannon says, is the Bang Bang mix in your bumper available on any music apps? I don't know. I love it. Keep it coming. Keep it short so I won't even get into today's testimony. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Shannon. Emily sends $5, says, knock, knock. Who's there? The FBI. Oh, okay. Give me 10 minutes to brush my teeth, or else I might actually tell you the truth about covering up a murder. That's pretty good. That's a good one, Emily. I like that one. Thank you. Thank you. Let me read some cash apps here, then we'll get started. All right, cash app. Okay, $5 from Corey and says, what was the deal with the lawnmower and leaf blower? I don't fucking know, dude. You guess this is good. I was probably innocent. I don't think the post office is trying to kick us out, but it was just funny. I'm like, I just thought the whole situation was funny. Some people on the Twitter are taking it so seriously. Like, are you suggesting they did that? No, dude, I don't fucking know. Just the whole thing's funny. It's not a dick. You don't have to choke on it. Okay. Relax. Life is funny sometimes. Just chill out. Oh my God. Yeah. Kim Ryan says now it's 4 times. Yeah. I hit him. Depending on how many, they're both 110% positive. So Nicole sends $5 and says, Bev was extra cunty today. So bitchy. Isn't she always? She's always perpetually in a mood, isn't she? Thank you. Chad sends $5 and says Cosgrove paid and Mello paid bonus to jail. Delay you. Okay, thanks, Chad. Heather sends $25 and goes, hey, from the Watch City area myself, I've been following. What's the Watch City? I've heard of the Watch City. Is that Framingham? What's the Watch City? Watch City. Is it Framingham? I think it's Framingham. Okay. All right. Thank you. Heather. Jody sends 20. Oh, it's Waltham. Waltham is the Watch City. I did not know that. Okay. All right, cool. How does everybody know that? Waltham's the Watch City. Jody sends $25 and goes, happy birthday to your baby turtle. Free Karen Read. Thank you. We'll pass that along, Jody. Appreciate that. Pierpont sends $5 and says, Heather M had a pink bandage on her middle finger. Okay, Heather M. Don't know who that is. Thank you. Maggie sends $5 and goes, "Oh, you mean Heather Maxon? Oh, I apologize. Can you bring your son on the show one day?" Probably not. I mean, he's sleeping. I don't want to be ratchet, so he's got school tomorrow. But thank you. I bring him to the show the other night. He was bored with it. He didn't know what the fuck was going on. Alan sends $5 and goes, "Cosgrove isn't just a lawyer. He's a retired judge." I know. That's what makes it even worse. Makes it even worse. Thank you. Stephanie sends $10 and says, "Tully's retarded kids." I did not call them retarded. I never said that. Thank you, Stephanie. Steven sends $10 and goes, "Sorry for interrupting, but who are the Galvins?" The Galvins are that it would be Bob and Denise Galvin. Denise Galvin is Jennifer McCabe's older sister. Her other one is Michelle Reardon. But they're horrible. They suck. They all, as you can imagine. Thank you, Stephen. Daniel sends $20 and goes, "The judge should have said award-winning journalist." That would have been dope. Daniel, I agree. Catherine sends $10 and goes, "Congrats on the first communion. You are a good father." Well, thank you. That's all that really matters to me, is being a father. So thank you. Okay, cool. Again, I'm sure other people have sent messages. Turtle Chats, if you'd like to have yours read, click at the link at the top for Turtle Chat, or you can cash at me at $UncleTurtleboy. But I want to get started in the content because the Celtics made us late. So we got to get started. Let's do it. So we are going to start with, we're going to skip the DUI, the alcohol lady. My only comment on that is I understand they have to fight this. I do think that, if this was a DUI case, it would be impossible to convict her because they didn't do anything at the scene. So that is the classic DUI defense, of which I'm sure David Yannetti has done many as a defense attorney, is that you just say that, well, how do you know that she didn't drink later on? How do you know she didn't go home and drink? You can't pull your blood later on and be like, well, you were drunk before. I got drunk after. How do you know? But that's out the door now, because Karen Read herself went on television and was like, "I was buzzed." She said it a couple times. I was too drunk. I wouldn't have driven on the highway. She was specific about her level of buzzed. So that's gone. So what? Okay. I guess we're just conceding that. And then I've seen some people in my mentions being like, well, there's a difference between buzzed and shit-faced. I'm like, not legally. There's not. Buzzed means inebriated. Buzzed means too much to drink, shouldn't be driving. It's an admittance that you shouldn't be driving. So legally, I don't think there is a difference between buzzed and shit-faced. In the real world, we know there is a difference, But that's that. Okay. But you're right. Clearly, there is a difference between 0.14 and 0.28. That's this most retarded range I've ever seen in my life. So you do have to fight that. So I get that. But anyway, let's jump into Ryan Nagel here. All right. Where are my timestamps? I got my timestamps over here all queued up. Okay. So let's start off with this. 109.
Ex-girlfriend, Heather.
What were you doing at CF McCarthy's?
Just enjoying a night, having a few drinks.
When you said have a few drinks, did you have a few drinks?
I did, yes.
Do you remember how many drinks you had?
Not off the top of my head.
Do you remember whether the drinks you had, the alcoholic drinks that you had, it affected your ability at all? Were you impaired in any way?
I wouldn't say impaired, but I only drank beer.
Okay. Do you feel like you had any type of effect from the alcohol?
I may have.
Were you driving?
No, I was not, sir.
Do you remember the times that you were at McCarthy?
I may have. That's new. I may have been impaired. They did not ask that in the first trial. Because why is he asking this? Because he'd be like, maybe you didn't see John O'Keefe. Maybe you were drunk. So that's what he realizes that Ryan Nagel, Heather Maxon, and Ricky D'Antano, who was not called today for some reason, the driver of the truck, who would probably be the most sober of the three, that Ricky D'Antano was not called. And all three of them are a problem because they would all testify that John O'Keefe was not in the car with Karen Read when they were there. So if John O'Keefe was not inside the car, and John O'Keefe was not outside the car, then John O'Keefe, by definition, had to be inside the house. There is no other logic. I mean, they like logic, right? Logically, where could John have been? Do they even have an answer for that? Do the Plevins of the world have any answer for where John was at that time? Do they? I don't think they do.
Probably
So
8, 9 o'clock.
What time did you leave?
Probably right before midnight.
When you left McCarthy's right before midnight, did you have a plan that you were going to do something?
No, I didn't. Looked at him, looked in the back seat, asked Heather. We said, no, we're all set. We're going to go home. And so she decided to stay.
So the idea was to give her a ride home. You did not give her a ride home?
Correct, we did not.
Let me ask you some questions. Before your sister came out of the house.
So that whole thing is just shady to begin with, that Julie Nagel comes out of the house and was like, I don't need a ride home now. She might be lying to Ryan about what happened. I don't know. He might not have any idea. I don't think he does. I don't think she told them what happened inside the house, but she specifically asked them for a ride. And then they got there. And they were, because if you're Julie Nagel, things are getting weird around that time, are they not? Like, okay, so you're over Brian's house and, you know, Sarah's there and the three of you guys are all doing your nails and shit, having girl talk, all that stuff. Well, not Julie. Julie's talking about waffles and the shot put. I don't know what she's talking about, but Brian Albert Jr. and Sarah talking about that kind of stuff. And so she messages her brother and is like, I need a ride home because things are getting weird here because all the old people just showed up. Like Brian out and they're shit faced and things are getting awkward and they're playing It's Raining Men. People are like, he was selling coke. What? No. Oh, do people think that? Does he sell coke? I'm not here to sell rumors. Is there any? No. Come on. Really? Maybe weed? I don't know. But the timing's weird. But I would think things are getting weird for them because it's like, okay, so you're over there having fun. It's your gay best friend's birthday. You're having a good time. And then Nicole Albert comes in and she's wasted and she starts cleaning shit for some reason. And then Jen McCabe comes in and she's like, It's Raining Men. And then Higgins walks in and he's a fat fuck and he's just lumbering on in there. Probably smells like, beef stick and cheddar cheese. And you just know he's gross. And he comes in there cocked like Jameson, asking, where's the Jameson and ginger? Things are just getting a little bit weird if you're Julie Nagel. And so you're like, you know what? Not really down with hanging out with all these old people. Let's get the fuck out of here. I don't have a ride though. So let's call my brother. He's with Ricky. He's got a truck. He'll come bring us home. And then Ryan gets there. And then she's like, nah, I'm just going to hang out with the old people. Because these guys are like wicked fun. Something happened in the last 5 minutes to make me change my mind. Okay. What could have happened that made her change her mind? Like why did Caitlin Albert change her mind about wanting to go back to Easton? Right? Why did Tristan Morris decide to wake up in the middle of the night and come back when he had to plow in 3 hours? Like what was going on here? Unless there was a murder that happened moments before and they had to leave. And I can't believe we're still dealing with people out there. Like on Twitter, I was like, what did somebody say? Oh yeah. Okay. Like this guy, Philip Duguay, I think his name is. Yeah, him. This guy. The homosexual guy from Court TV, him. He says pro or Karen, pro or con Karen Read. Can anyone just give me one plausible reason who and why anyone at the Fairview after party house wanted John O'Keefe dead? Like, are we really still doing this? Like, nobody wanted him dead. It was an accident. Like, that's what I believe. That's what most of us believe. Like, we're still doing this. Like, you still, where are you sleeping? Anyway, it's like, it's fucking an accident, dipshit. Like, no, he's not John O'Keefe was investigating Colin's drug dealing. No, it was just a fight gone wrong. Exactly. Like, what's so hard to understand about this shit? What is so hard to understand about that? Anyway, back to this.
Do you remember how long you waited for her?
Roughly 2 minutes.
2
In
minutes.
its entirety, how long was that truck parked at the foot of the driveway in front of Fairview?
Like closer to 5 minutes.
Is that an estimate?
Yes, I'm just guessing from what I can remember.
Did you mark the time in any way? Look at your watch in any way?
No, sir.
That's your general memory?
Just roughly trying to remember.
So let's do the math here. 5 minutes he's there, he says. So the Commonwealth claims that Karen and John didn't get there till 12:25, which means these guys didn't get there till a couple seconds after 12:25, right? Right. So that means that puts them there till at least 12:30. The Commonwealth is now locked in at 12:31 time of death. That's the time that John O'Keefe was struck with the car at 12:31, right? So that Ryan Nagel just blew it. He just blew it.
When you looked up at the house, did you see there were more than one door?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember what door your sister?
Mainly on her. We were pulling away from the driveway and kind of just glancing back over at Julie to make sure she got in.
When your sister went back up the driveway to go in the house, when was the next point you had any chance to see the SUV?
When we were passing it.
When you were passing the SUV, where was it located in relation to the house, flagpole?
Directly in front of the house.
Directly in
Was it
front.
anywhere near the flagpole as you drove by?
Probably like a car length from that.
Car length from the flagpole?
Yes, give or take.
Is that the middle, right, or left side of the house?
That would be towards the left side of the house.
As you drove,
So now it's like right in the middle. It's not by the flagpole anymore. Now it's like right in the middle of the house. Okay.
by that SUV, what was your primary focus?
My sister, sir. Like watching her get in.
You were being attentive to her getting in?
Correct, sir.
As you watched her get in, did you glance or see anything else in your vision as you were watching your sister? Go to the
I
house?
saw that there was a woman in the driver's seat of the black SUV in front of me.
Sir, do you recognize that address?
Yes, sir.
And what is that address?
It's 34 Fairview Road.
Do you recognize the flagpole?
Yes, I do, sir.
Thank you. When you drove by and you said you saw a woman sitting in the front and the dome light was on, did you see anybody else in the car?
No, sir.
Were you looking for anybody?
No, sir.
Could there have been somebody else in the vehicle at that time?
It could have been, yes.
That's new. That's new. There could have been someone else in the car. Why would he say that? First of all, how is that even a question? Like, how is that permissible? Like, can we get an objection on that one? They're allowed to object to like Lucky Loughran being asked, like, if there was a body on the lawn, would you have seen it? Objection. Now sustained. Well, this one's like the same thing. Well, could there have been someone else? I don't fucking know. Yeah, I guess if it was a literal clown car and doing a Chinese fire drill, yeah, there could have been little fucking goobers hanging in every crevice of that vehicle. Sure, certainly. But odds are no. I didn't see anyone in the car, but Hank doesn't like that answer. So he's like, could there have been? Like, what is he doing? Is he giving her roadhead? Like, seriously, what was John doing? Was he going to town on her? She had her hands on the wheel. Like, oh my God. Oh yeah. Like what? Or, I mean, were they in the back? Was he in the back playing hide and seek? What's going on here?
Could there have been someone standing outside the door?
Yes, it could have been.
When you saw the person, were you studying the person?
No.
How long of a time did you have to take a glimpse of that person?
5-10 seconds, maybe.
Now, I want to ask you some questions about the entire time you were parked at the foot of the driveway until the point that you left Fairview.
All right, so now I'm going to go to the next part here. When he drives by the car. cross-examination.
Question, let's come in and have a drink.
You have testified in the past that Julie can be kind of a pain in the ass, correct?
All siblings can be, yeah.
In any case, Julie decides to go back inside, and you decide to leave, correct?
Correct, sir.
Where do you meet Sam?
Up the street at that time?
No.
He just gradually pulled out?
Correct, sir.
His direction of travel took him right past the black SUV that was now in front of you, correct?
Correct, sir.
He passed the black SUV on the left, correct?
Correct, sir.
And you were in the front passenger seat at that time still, correct?
Correct, sir.
So you were closest to the black SUV of the people that were in your vehicle as you passed it, correct?
Correct, sir, yes.
And you were closest to the driver's side of the black SUV, correct?
Correct, sir.
You noticed that the interior dome light was on, correct?
That's correct, sir.
That lit up the whole front compartment of the SUV, did it not?
Yes.
It lit up the driver's seat and the passenger seat, correct?
All I could see was the driver at the time, sir.
Understood. But the light wasn't just shining just on the driver. It wasn't pointed at the driver.
I would say they were both lights that go down on both seats, correct? They were on.
Yes. Okay. So you could see both seats in the front driver's compartment.
I couldn't
correct?
see past the woman.
Well, you only saw one.
I only saw a woman. Sorry to interrupt you. Yes.
No problem. It allowed you to see into that front compartment.
Yes.
All right. And you saw one person inside the car at that time.
Correct, sir.
It was a woman with long hair in the driver's seat, correct?
Correct, sir.
And she looked like she was alone.
Yes.
You didn't see anybody else in the SUV?
No, I did not, sir.
You certainly didn't see a 6'1" man in the SUV in the passenger seat, correct?
Correct, sir.
In fact, you saw that the passenger seat was empty.
Correct.
There we go. So how do you like that, Hank? The passenger seat was empty. So why did he say there could be someone else in the car? Where could they be? The back? Yeah, I guess they could be in the back, but that'd be fucking weird if John was just hiding in the goddamn. Hey, you want to go to this house? Yeah. What are you gonna do? You gonna go inside? No, I'm gonna hide in the back. What? And they call us conspiracy theorists. So anyway, let me see if Hanky says here at the 139:30 mark.
Did you see any human being, any person lying on the ground near the flagpole?
No, sir.
When you drove by the SUV, you said you couldn't see past the woman. Could you see inside the SUV when you drove past?
Repeat yourself.
When you drove past the SUV, you saw a woman in the driver's seat?
Yes, that is correct.
You didn't see anybody else?
No.
Do you know if anybody else was in that SUV?
Could have been.
I'll allow it.
It could have been.
From when you were driving by
what kind
the
of
SUV and you could see inside the driver's seat and saw the woman, could you see on the other side of the SUV if there was anybody standing on the other side of the SUV?
No, sir.
Was there anything?
Yeah, but when you were behind the SUV, you could. Okay. And anyway, that's just so stupid. Like, this is what you're grasping onto. Maybe he's in the back seat. Like, okay. Anyway, so I don't even know why they call these people, right? I guess they have to call them because the defense will call them if not. And I guess the one thing they do have going for them is that none of them saw John go in the house. And they're like, why didn't you see him go in the house? Well, because he's underdressed. So Karen's going to drop him off. He's going to run inside and she sees a car behind her coming in. She's going to move up a little bit. That's the most logical thing. And the car has the driveway has 4 cars in it now. One of which was probably a white Jeep, which they were not asked about, probably because they don't want to confuse the jury. And it is just another detail. Like, it's just like another fucking detail that just doesn't matter. But they could run in. John O'Keefe could run in a fucking split second. You know, it wouldn't take very long for him to just fucking run in the house. It's not that hard, especially because you're cold. All right. So that's Ryan. Let's get to Heather Maxon's testimony. She says the same shit.
I'm 31.
Do you live in the area?
I do.
How long have you lived in the area for?
My whole life.
Do you know a person by the name of Ryan Nagel?
Yes.
And how do you know him?
I dated him a few years back.
I want to have you take us back a few years to
Sure.
January 28th. Were you with anybody else besides Ryan?
And we went over to the hillside.
Were you drinking?
Yes.
Do you remember about how many drinks you had?
No.
Did the alcohol affect your perception or your memory at all?
Most likely, yes.
Do you feel like you were impaired in any way?
I believe so, yes.
After you...
That's new too. They didn't ask, Lally didn't ask her that. Like, he's just going for this whole, like, they were drunk. That's why they didn't see. Like, the sneaky motherfuckers doing shit like that. So other than that, she basically said the same thing that Ryan Nagel did. I do wonder if it's awkward for them. I wonder if they ended on bad terms. Because she walks in while he's walking out. Did they say hello? They're like kind of bonded forever by this murder that Ryan's sister was involved in. I wonder if she's like, hey, thanks, asshole. Like, we ended things, and now I got to keep going to this fucking court proceeding and testifying about this goddamn murder. So that, most people when they break up, they want a nice clean break. No, she's got to keep going to the trial and seeing this 𝗃𝗲𝗄, And I used to like Ryan Nagel till I met him. I thought he was good. I thought he was all right. I thought he was the good Nagel. And then his creepy little brother sexually harasses Meredith, like puts his paws on her, like baiting me into a situation at 623 at CF McCarthy's. Calls her says she's a loser. And it's like, dude, are you fucking kidding? Like, what a weirdo. And then I'm like, I tell him, like, don't touch her. And then Ryan Nagel comes over like a hardo. He's like, don't talk to my brother. Bitch, put your brother on a fucking leash then. Put him on a goddamn leash. Anyway, back to this. Next up, let's jump to the 2:45 mark is the next mark I have. Oh, there we go. The 𝗃𝗃𝗃𝗀𝗃 herself, Sarah Levinson. Okay, who literally looks like she looks like Heather Maxon got stung by all the bees, dude.
And I remember we were arm in arm. I was wearing shoes that didn't really have
Here we
traction,
go.
so I was looking at my feet, so I didn't slip. And other than that,
Did you leave by the front door or the side door?
The front.
You remember that?
Yes.
Was there any type of hazard or difficulty with you walking?
Julie and I walked out together down like the front stoop stairs. And I remember we were arm in arm. I was wearing shoes that didn't really have traction, so I was looking at my feet, so I didn't slip.
You notice that shit? She said that in the first trial too. Because when they walk out of the house, you might, like, you walk out that front door, there's a body like 20 feet from you, and you should probably see that body when you walk out. But no, she's got an excuse. That's the same excuse Caitlin Albert had. They both had heels on, and they were slippery heels, and so yeah.
Slip. And other than that, no real hazard, I would say.
Whose car or vehicle did you walk to?
Jennifer and Matt's.
Did you get in?
Yes.
What seat did you get in?
The back seat behind the passenger.
And where did Julie Nagel sit?
The back seat behind the driver.
Did the McCabe's get into the car?
Yes.
Who was driving?
Matt. And then Jen was in the passenger seat.
Front passenger?
Yes.
As you were leaving, was there any conversation or joking going on?
Yes. So
here we go.
Matt actually forgot his jacket inside, so he went back in. And then I believe myself and or Julie turned around, just kind of looking, and we saw a lone loaf of bread in the third row. So one of us said something to Jen about the loaf of bread, which she had gotten because of the storm. And I believe Jen was turned around looking at us and said something along the lines of, does anyone want a peanut butter and jelly? Joking around.
So that's new. So that, I guess Sarah Levinson has not been watching the trial because she did not get her story straight there. The story is that that was for Jen's niece. She wasn't like stocking up for the storm. She was not doing that. The food would probably be at home if that was the case. But yeah, okay.
Around.
Do you remember that moment having the conversation about the bread?
Yes.
It stands out?
Yes.
Oh, because it was so funny. It was so funny.
Fairview, you were in the McCabe vehicle was in the driveway?
Yes.
Did it back out or go out forward?
No, backed out.
When it backed out and began to drive away, what side of the vehicle was closest to Fairview?
You mean the house?
Yes. Was it I'm sorry. Was the passenger side of the McCabe vehicle closest to 34 Fairview, the house, or was it the driver's side?
The passenger.
When you drove, did you drive towards the flagpole?
Yes.
And during those moments when you were, or Mr. McCabe was driving towards the flagpole, was that the time you were having conversations about the bread, or was that a different time?
That was a different time.
What was happening?
So she is in the passenger side back seat. She is going to be closer to the body than Julie Bagel is. So her and Jennifer McCabe are going to get right front row, like right there. The body's going to be right there. They both have their own excuse not for seeing the body.
As you were driving past that area in front of the house.
I believe maybe I was on my phone.
Wow, it was on her phone.
Julie said something.
Did you ever look out the window near the front yard, near the flagpole area?
Not like at the front yard, but a little ways up the street. Yes.
Next 34 Fairview up the street is 32 Fairview?
I believe so, yes.
When you looked out the window, the first time you looked out the window, what were you facing in relation to 32, 34 Fairview? What could you see?
there's like a little bit of woods in between the two houses. So it was the trees.
Did you notice anything that stood out?
No.
That's new. She did not say that in the first trial, that she was like, there is no way you could be looking at those trees and not see the body if indeed a body was there.
Did you get home that night?
Yes.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
That's it. Okay. So let me jump ahead.
No.
The next month, nobody contacted you on January 30th, the day after the incident that you left the house, correct?
No.
And when I say nobody, I mean from law enforcement. Nobody contacted you the next week?
No.
The next month?
No.
It was 9 months later.
Yes.
When you were finally approached, who was it that conducted the interview?
State Trooper Michael Proctor.
Okay. Did Mr. Proctor indicate?
Stop right there. That's a underrated thing that's happened in all this, is that for the first 9 months of this investigation, Karen's defense team knew that some other person was inside the house, but they didn't know who. She was an unknown person inside that house. And she was never interviewed by police. She was inside a house allegedly when a police officer was killed 40 feet from her. And then she drove by the body and she was not questioned by police. Again, it's not what they did do. It's what they didn't do. Why didn't Michael Proctor interview her for 9 months? Simple. The less people you involve in a conspiracy, the easier it is to control it. The easier it is to get your story straight. People like Sarah Levinson are a potential loose end. And they must, like, it's just, if Michael Proctor never speaks to her, then she can't say anything that contradicts what Jennifer McCabe says, like the loaf of bread thing. There's an example right there of why the less people involved in a conspiracy, the better.
To you why he waited 9 months to contact you? Okay.
Yeah, why?
Let me ask you a different question. Were you confused about the fact that you weren't contacted? Objection. May we approach?
What the fuck? Every time it gets going. Every time it gets going. And I love how Paul has been banished to the back row. That is awesome. I love seeing him back there now.
Called me to,
Of 2022. Nagel?
Yes.
Thank you. When you were finally interviewed, let me ask you a different question. When you were ultimately interviewed in October of 2022, was that telephonically or was that in person?
In person.
Were you alone or was there anybody else with you?
I was alone. You mean like besides the troopers?
Besides the troopers?
Yeah, I was alone.
And had you prepared for that interview with any person or persons before that interview?
No.
Had you spoken to anybody, Julie or anybody else, about the potential for being interviewed?
I believe Julie called me to tell me.
If I may, don't tell me what was said. Did you speak with Julie before the interview? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. And one more question, without telling me any of the words that were used, was the subject matter the interview? In other words, I'm not asking if you talked to Julie about going and getting the dry cleaning picked up or something like that. Did you talk about the subject of the interview with Julie before you were interviewed?
Somewhat.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank you.
That's it.
Anything, Mr. Brennan?
One more question for Brandon.
Do you see the windows on that house?
Yes.
Do you recognize that house as 34 Fairview?
Yes.
You were asked whether there was light coming out of the house illuminating. Do you remember that?
When I was asked that?
Yes.
Yes.
Was the lights inside the house, from your memory, illuminating the ground near the flagpole and that fire hydrant?
No.
When you came out of the house and went to the car, were you looking at or studying the flagpole area or the bushes or the fire hydrant in that area?
No.
Do you have any reason to be looking over there and studying anything?
No.
Thank you.
Studying?
I don't know.
Oh my God. All right. So that's Sarah Levinson. Now let's go on to Katie McLaughlin, who came out in a mood and she just looks, I mean, I can't believe this chick is in her 20s, dude. I mean, Jesus Christ, she sucks. Oh my God. I can't believe this chick's a firefighter too. That's another crazy thing. Okay. So she came out on
Remember
fire.
Those were activated?
Yep.
Does the fire engine have a siren?
Yes.
Was the siren activated?
I don't know that I could say.
Okay. At some point, did you receive further directions from anybody?
Generally, if it's a fire related call,
Objects near him.
I remember seeing a fire hydrant. And that's all I can really remember. Be concerned and involved with the patient status.
When you spoke to the person, what did they tell you?
She gave me his name, his date of birth. She denied him having any medical history or daily medications or allergies. Another question, once we had come to a stop, I asked if there had been any significant trauma that happened that preceded, given the situation and how disturbing, and it was a very emotional situation. The woman was very upset. I didn't feel comfortable pushing and asking for more. I just didn't think that it was the right.
Hold on.
And her to calm down, to stop talking.
Do you know Ms. McCabe at that time?
No.
Do you know her personally now? Was trying to intervene?
Yes, it appeared that way.
What did it appear she was trying to do?
Trying to get her to calm down, to stop talking. It appeared that she was sustained.
Those statements about hitting him, did you persist in getting more information, asking to clarify what she meant by I hit him?
No, I did not.
Why not?
A few reasons. I felt at that point, given the situation and how disturbing, and it was a very emotional situation, the woman was very upset. I didn't feel comfortable pushing and asking for more. I just didn't think that it was the right time for that. And it was also really not my place at that point. And I feel like that was something that the police that's more their role.
So she said that she claims that she said, I hit him 4 times, not 3, 4. But I know people are making a big deal out of that. I don't think that matters that much. You can easily get 3 times mistaken for 4. There's much bigger way. The big thing is Jennifer McCabe never claims that Karen said that until it became convenient for her to change her story and claim that Karen said that. This is the originator. This is the nexus right here. The patient zero of I hit him. That lie. She's just lying about it. And she didn't hear that. She doesn't think she heard it. She doesn't think she heard it. She's just helping her friend Caitlin Albert out. That's all this is. I guarantee you, if you went through her phone log, you would probably find communication between her and Caitlin Albert on January 29th or January 30th. There's no other reasonable explanation about why she, of the 8 firefighters who testified at the last trial, why Katie McLaughlin was the only one who spoke with Michael Proctor before Karen Read was arrested. Just her. That's it. Why her? Why her? I mean, talk to Timothy Nuttall. That guy never shuts the fuck up. Like, he will talk your head off, and he cannot wait to talk your head off. So why didn't they go talk to him? Why did they talk to her, of all people?
Asking follow-up questions about what she meant by I hit him, would that have helped your diagnosis and treatment?
And she doesn't tell the cops?
It could have.
But you made the decision to stop asking her questions?
I did.
Anybody? Any of your colleagues?
I did.
And why would you do that?
That's the whole point of me trying to get more information, is that I get the information, I bring it back to the people who are treating the patient. So.
Did you go back to the ambulance and repeat that information to your colleagues?
I did.
Did you have any other further role at the scene as far as helping the man or doing anything else?
No, other than I drove the ambulance to the hospital.
With the gentleman in the ambulance?
Yes.
Did you learn who that person was?
Yes.
Did you know at the time who it was?
No.
When you got to 34 Fairview, did you recognize the home when you got there?
No.
Did you later learn who that person that you knew lived there? What is their name?
Caitlin Albert.
How did you know Caitlin Albert?
Here we go.
Ready?
Okay, so this is great. So now keep in mind, this is the controversy with her, is she's good friends with Caitlin Albert. Last time she says that she went to school with the girl named Caitlin Albert. That turned into we are just acquaintances. And that was a lie. That was a lie. They're much more than acquaintances. They're good friends, as we're going to see. So but this time, I feel like during the first trial, she was not. She knew that she might get asked about like her relationship with Caitlin Albert. But now that her relationship with Caitlin Albert and the fact that she committed perjury in the first trial, she knows, like, she's been paying attention. She knows this is what she's known for. So she's going to have a prepackaged statement, or as Bettero put it, let me see what he said about this. He had a good tweet about this today. He's got a lot of great tweets. He was awesome on Defense Diaries last night too. Go check that out. He goes, Bettero says, that was one hell of a well-prepared and canned soliloquy about her non-friend Caitlin Albert Now the DA has made it a full-blown issue on direct. Perhaps this time the court will allow the defense to press this issue as far as they see fit. So this is what she comes out saying. Go.
High school together. We're in the same grade. We have mutual friends, and growing up, we had different friend groups, but those groups would often get together in bigger groups and hang out.
What?
I see her in group settings. I socialize with her occasionally. I don't have a personal relationship with her. I wouldn't consider her to be a friend of mine, but I do see her occasionally because of social events. I don't have a one-on-one. I don't have a close personal relationship with her.
Was she a friend on social media back at the time?
Yeah.
Since this event, have you been on any outings or trips with friends of hers or in a group setting where she was present?
I don't remember ever seeing her since then.
Had you ever talked to her about your role that night?
Never.
Did the fact that somebody you knew lived in that house have anything to do with your treatment and care that morning?
Not at all.
When you saw the man in the back of the ambulance, did you make note whether he was missing any clothing items?
Okay, so she's got this whole story about how we have groups of friends and the groups of friends hang out and then the friends, but that's all a lie too. Okay. And let me just search on my page. I'll show you. We just search advanced search. McLaughlin from Dr. Turtleboy. Okay. So this is from last trial. Okay. So this is before she testified, we had some pictures of, this is May 31st, 2023. Okay. This is my first story on Katie McLaughlin. It says, people who believe Karen Read killed John O'Keefe point out that a Canton firefighter told police Read said, I hit him at the scene of the crime, except McLaughlin is a close personal friend of Caitlin Albert, who's in the house that night. Okay. But all I had on that, I just had two pictures. Like, I'll show you the whole evidence that I had on her. This is what I had for evidence. I had this picture of them at the beach together in a group setting. Again, she's like got her arm around her. Like, this whole pose right here, that's not an acquaintance. That's your homie. If you're doing shit like that, that's your dog. Like, you got your arm around her. Like, that's like, you're kind of like besties. Like, that is not a normal pose for somebody who you're just whatever with, you know? And then there's this. I will say that, like, you know, like, Caitlin Albert is prettier than, she's homely looking. Like, I don't want to shit on her, but I don't know. They just seem, just the way she dresses. I don't know. There's something about her that I don't know. I just like this picture. They're not close together, but again, group setting. Okay. And then this is Caitlin's Venmo friends, and they are Venmo friends. All right. Then I went on a rant about Colin and all sorts of shit. McAlbert's O'Doyle rules, all that stuff. Okay. So back to my Twitter over here. So that was the first story I had on her, and it wasn't that much. Okay. Then she goes to testify on May 2nd of last year. And I'm like, okay, so I just had this picture. That's all I had. And then she testifies. And more pictures start coming forward. All right. Like this one in the goddamn hot tub. All right. Let's pull this up. And yes, she did wear the same outfit again. That's correct. So here they are. This is in 2016 in Frenchman's Hole, Maine. And that is them again, right next to each other in a hot tub. I don't know what's, so this dude is with this chick. This dude is with this chick. I think Caitlin Albert's probably banging this guy. I don't know what she's doing there. Is joining in. I don't know. But whatever. They're in a group, okay? Then there's this picture of them. This is 2016 as well. That's another vacation that she took with Caitlin Albert. This one's in 2017. They're another group setting, okay? All this, okay? They did cross country together, and we found their twits today, and they are, Katie McLaughlin's been tweeting at her since 2013 or 2014. So that's whatever. That's one picture. But then this one comes up. This is a even better picture, in my opinion, because this picture is from college. All right. This is from Bridgewater State University, also known as the University of McAlbert. And this is Caitlin Albert's college apartment. Okay. And this one and this one, these are her college roommates. These two, 1 and 2, are not from Canton. Okay. But yet Katie McLaughlin's there. So who is she visiting? She later claims that she wasn't visiting Caitlin Albert here. So who is she visiting? The other 2 girls are not from Canton. So she doesn't know them. She's visiting Caitlin Albert. And anyone who knows, who's ever been to college, knows that, like, if you're visiting someone at their college, you know them pretty well. That's a strong friendship. Like, once I went to college, I kind of cut ties with a lot of my friends from high school. It was, everybody goes and does their own thing. Most people went to Westfield State. I went to UMass, right? And, they had their fun at Westfield, and I had my fun at UMass, and I had my UMass friends. And sometimes, my friends from Worcester would come up and visit, but they were my close friends that would do that. The visiting the college and the friend in college visit, that's a close friendship. That's not like we're friends of friends. No, that's like you're sleeping on her couch. That's like trust. Then there's another one of them together. There they are. Okay. And so they were just coming in left and right. Okay. Picture after picture after picture. But then you got an even better one. This one, the baby shower one. This is the big one. This one, this puppy. This is 2021, June 5th, 2021. Alyssa Hood posted this. And it's funny because I've had conversations with Alyssa Hood before in like 2017, actually. She was she was a good guy. She was featured in a blog for something good. I forget. That's very rare. But she was the victim of something. Somebody fucked her over. I forget. But anyway, it's just funny seeing her in this picture now. But apparently she had a baby in 2021. And there is Caitlin Albert and Katie McLaughlin, who doesn't look bad there. I'm going to give her this. Okay. And they are standing next to each other. Whatever. It's like you're visiting. What? You guys are at a shower together? A baby shower? Come on. And Bev did not allow these pictures in. I don't know why. I don't know why that's happened before. That happened in the last trial too. They allowed the Colin Albert screenshot in, but not this. Make that make sense. Anyway, back to her summation. Let's listen to this.
He was missing a shoe, a sneaker.
I'd like the court's permission to play Exhibit 4, part of it.
Okay.
What color? There are two yellow jackets, one on the left, one in the middle. Is on the left of the screen at the flagpole.
Oh, no.
And that time is 6:15:12. In the yellow?
Yes.
Okay, continue, please.
The red and yellow.
And who's to your left?
Miss Reed.
Across from you. With the blue or black jacket with the hood. You know who that is at this time?
Miss McCabe.
And you didn't know her at the time?
No.
You see the officer that's turned away from you?
Yes.
Do you know who he's speaking to?
No.
Do you know the exact moment that the defendant told you, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him?
I think it was just prior to that.
Continue.
Look at Jen's fucking arms, always moving around like that, always talking, yapping. She's taking notes on her fucking glove.
Okay, thank you.
That's new.
I have no further questions.
Okay.
Life-saving effort or the medical assistance that you and your colleagues provide is to determine what the cause is of the injury, correct?
To determine, just to gather as much information as we can about his history and like recent events that could have precipitated.
Poison information as seen, trying to determine who was it that asked the question about Miss Albert a year ago.
Sustained.
Did you tell anyone, Trooper Proctor, any investigator, anybody from the DA's office last year about your relationship with Caitlin Albert? Objection.
She does.
I love it. No, only when
Here we go.
There started to be a lot of harassment and things that insinuations and stuff that started coming out online.
So there we go. She's the first person to use the harassment card. Actually, I think Carrie Roberts briefly mentioned it too. She can't wait to talk about it. First of all, no one harassed this girl ever. Ever. No, the rolling rally didn't go to her house. Never was Katie McLaughlin ever harassed. Katie McLaughlin was criticized for lying in a murder trial, as she should be, as will happen when you lie in a murder trial. Like, that's not harassment. People speaking ill of you on the interwebs is not harassment.
I had said maybe once to them that I was concerned I was being harassed.
My question, Ms. McLaughlin, was before the information was disclosed, which was during the first proceeding. Objection.
Let's hear the question.
Before
that information was disclosed during the first proceeding, in any of your interviews, Michael Proctor or anybody else from the DA's office, did you disclose, I'm sorry, from the Massachusetts State Police or anybody from the DA's office, did you disclose, did you volunteer that you had a relationship with Caitlin Albert before the first proceeding?
Yeah, I'm saying I told the DA about the harassment and the insinuations. That was before the first trial when I met with them.
How was there harassment and insinuations?
Here we go.
Disclosed at the first proceeding.
Because it's out there everywhere on the internet and has been.
Before the first proceeding, Ms. McLaughlin.
So she's saying that, like, she got exposed during the trial, which they can't even call a trial. They have to call a proceeding for some reason, as if the jurors don't know there was a trial before this. Like, okay, what are we doing? But she can't, she's like, the world didn't really know. I mean, I wrote that article, as you saw, in May of 2023. It didn't gain much traction. That was not a big article. There was not that. It was a one and done. That's it. It's when the trial happened. I mean, I don't know how many views that article got. It's like one of 500 something articles I've written on the Canton cover up. Nobody remembers that blog. And it had 2 pictures in it. But after she testified at the trial, then, I mean, that got international attention. Then she became a household name as a liar. So any harassment happened after the trial. That's what he's getting at here. And it's absolutely true.
That's my question. Do you understand my question?
It's been going on since before the first proceeding.
If you hadn't testified at the first proceeding, at which point it was revealed, how could you?
Oh, look
ever
at her. Look how
say
bitchy she is,
harassment?
huh?
It wasn't disclosed yet, Ms. McLaughlin. You understand?
I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
Oh.
Who did you tell at the DA's office?
The relationship that I had with Caitlin Albert had been out there. It had been published and proliferated on the internet. And so that was before the first proceeding.
And who did you tell at the DA's office about this before the first proceeding?
I don't remember who it was or the meeting, but
Was it Mr. Lowry?
it could have been.
Do you have a memory of that?
Not specifically. I don't remember who it was.
Was it Mr. McLaughlin?
Like I said, I don't remember specifically.
Miss Laura McLaughlin. No relationship.
Like I said, not specifically.
correct?
Yes.
Once you were there, Mr. O'Keefe had been
Jump
placed on a
around.
gurney. And
Any objections to Brian?
None, thank you.
can I retreat? Do you remember the name of the officer that was standing directly across from you when you indicate that this statement was made?
I didn't know, but I am aware now.
And then, by the way, that officer's name is what?
Officer 𝗃𝗃.
You were describing a situation in which you're standing there, Miss Reed is next to you, within earshot is a uniformed police officer, and she said, I hit him, correct?
Correct.
Then he said, what? Is that right?
So it's I hit him.
How about this?
Miss
Th-
McKee
this-
interjected, and then she said I hit him, and then the officer said you what, and then she said I hit him, and he said go get Goody down here.
Like what? That remember she added that lie at the last trial too. That 𝗃𝗃 said that. So basically, she's like she's saying that 𝗃𝗃 heard Karen Read say, "I hit him, I hit him, I hit him," and he goes, "You what?" 𝗃𝗃 is like, "I never said that." 𝗃𝗃 never testifies to that. That fat fuck is never heard that. Doesn't put it in his report. Nothing. And then she claims that he said, "Get Goody down here," which he also never said.
Okay, so is that 3 times or 4 times that you indicate she said I hit him?
4 times.
Oh, 4 times now. Okay. It's also
And
new.
according to you, you indicate that at the time that Ms. Reed made these statements, she was hysterical and somewhat out of control. Is that right?
She was upset. I would say hysterical. Yeah.
Did you describe her last year as obviously upset, overly frantic, and almost hysterical?
Yeah, I believe I remember that.
If we could play Exhibit 4. Can you stop it?
There they are.
Did you see the 2 people enter from screen right?
Yes.
Who is that?
That
Her?
would be myself and Miss Reed.
Okay, this is the first point at which you and Miss Reed begin to converge with the other 2 individuals, Miss McCabe and the officer, correct?
I had started trying to gather the information prior to this, and then she was moving around, so I had kind of was following her, asking the questions, and then we eventually came, here to this point and came to a stop.
So your answer is yes. This is the point at which you converged with Miss McCabe and the
Yes.
officer.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Let's go ahead and play it.
Look at Jen moving her hands. Look at her. She doesn't shut the fuck up. Oh my God, she's so
You
annoying.
see yourself sort of in the foreground of the bright jacket.
Yep.
And Miss Reed's just on the other side of it, correct?
Yes.
Standing there.
Yes.
So look at this. So this is where Karen Read is supposedly saying, "I hit him, I hit him, I hit him." There's audio. We don't hear it. Like it doesn't fucking happen. She locked herself into this time when the audio of the dash cam would have picked it up. Look at Jen moving her fucking arms. Oh, she just doesn't stop. So where's I hit him, I hit him, I hit him?
Okay, we can pause on. Ms. McLaughlin, during that video, that's the time in which you say
Exactly.
you claimed last year that Ms. Reed was, in your words, obviously upset, overly frantic, and almost hysterical, correct?
Yes.
Did she look almost hysterical in that video?
She was, well, in that video, that could not explain what that scene was like.
Did she look overly frantic in that video?
The video, wait.
Frantic throughout.
The video can't explain what a scene is like. Then what can? What can?
The whole scene. I think that was me describing the entire scene.
I see.
Yeah.
So she did not look overly frantic in that video.
She was upset for sure.
Was she overly frantic and almost hysterical in that video? Just now.
I don't know that you could really see from that video.
Oh my God. The answer is no.
Overly frantic and almost hysterical?
Like I said, that video is not really you can't hear anything, so it's hard to.
Was she running around?
She had been.
I didn't ask you if she had been.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things that happened. When she's standing there with you, was she running around?
No, she had just stopped running around.
Was she gesticulating?
I don't know.
You know what that means?
I don't.
Was she using her arms and going crazy?
No, Jen was.
She had been, but like I said. Yeah, but I think.
You about what happened before you got there. I'm asking you what happened when. I'm sorry.
Question and answer, please.
Thank you. I'm not asking you what happened before we got to that video. Right? I'm asking you about the video in which you described her previously as being overly frantic and almost hysterical. Did she look like she was just gesticulating and moving her arms and spinning in circles?
Not in that video.
Okay, thank you.
Oh.
Ms. McCabe said, "You're hysterical." Correct?
Yes.
Just so I'm clear, who in that video, Ms. Read or Ms. McCabe, appeared to be doing most of the talking?
Jen McCabe.
You cannot see from that video.
Who in that video?
Oh my God. Yes,
appeared
you can.
To be gesticulating with her arms.
Yes, you can.
My client or Ms. McCabe?
I think Miss McCabe was doing that, saying
Yes.
you need to calm down. You're hysterical.
No, she was not.
She's saying, "Calm down, Karen."
That's clearly not what she was saying in the video. She's like talking to Sarah, like, I don't know, is it this and this? Like, she's not telling Karen to stop. That's not what's happening. These fucking people get up here and just lie. Look at her. Look at this smug cunt. Get up here. Oh, can't call her cunt. Oh, yeah, that hurts her feelings. Emotional alarm. Look at this dishonest female or they, them, whatever. I don't want to misgender. Look at her.
Calm down. You're hysterical. Just repeating that.
She was trying to get her to stop and to calm down because of the statement she was making.
I see.
And she was trying to get her to stop, calm down.
I see. Okay. So during that entire video, that was probably 40, 50 seconds or so, maybe a minute. That's what you're saying now. Ms. McCabe was gesticulating and saying, "Calm down, Karen. You need to stop making statements. Calm down." Right? That's what she was doing.
Yes.
Calm down, Karen. Like, what?
You
She
agreed that
said
Ms. Read
yes.
was standing relatively
She
quiet.
actually said, like, that was a joke question. So you're saying that she was like going like this and being like, calm down. No one would ever say that. That's clearly not what's happening. And she's like, yes. Oh, this woman's such a fucking liar. But you know what I heard from people in the courtroom today that actually observed this? Their general consensus is that the jury seemed disinterested. They seemed like bored with it all, which sucks. That they didn't seem like that. This is an ADHD jury. This is not like the last jury. The last jury was like, seemed wicked, attentive, and whatever. This one's like an ADHD jury. And I'm like, there's no way they're going to, it's hard to keep your attention for this long. Hard, you know? At least they don't have cell phones or anything to like distract them, but I don't know. I'm just wondering if they're picking up on all this shit that these people are liars.
To your right. Not saying much of anything.
No, what she had just said, she had seemed upset when she said that. And what she said was obviously Miss McCabe was trying to convince her that that was not, you need to calm down. Stop saying that.
Right in front of a police officer who never said he heard her say.
Objection.
Sustained. You were standing 18 inches, 2 feet from Officer Sarah, correct?
I don't know exactly.
Well, give me an idea. I mean, 2 feet, 3 feet, whatever.
He was standing near me.
And he was standing.
So Nurse Kim was in the court today, and she said they were paying. She would know. She's a witness. She says they were paying attention to the defense, not Brennan. So there we go. So, you know, I don't get my news from Baghdad Bob. That's John DePetro. Baghdad. You got to read his Twitter account. It's like the dude is like a fucking cartoon character. Like everything he's saying is completely untrue. You'd be like, the jury is hanging on every word right now. Oh my gosh, this is devastating. Like he's like the new Grant. Like he's like Grant with a shower, you know, and a real belt, kind of. But he still shops at Goodwill. And but you know, like I don't know if Sue O'Connell was in there today, but you know, you follow Jess Machado's, and she really comments on the jurors a lot and what they're doing. It just seems like a lot of them are not paying attention or don't seem to grasp it, you know?
Closer to my client, wasn't it?
Yes.
At this moment, when you claim to have heard the "I hit him" repeated 4 times, where was Officer 𝗵𝗵𝗻𝗆? I'm sorry, where's Firefighter 𝗵𝗵𝗻𝗆 and Firefighter Nagel?
In the ambulance.
With the doors closed.
Yes.
In the ambulance, this is my ignorance, I'm assuming the engine was running?
Yep.
I'm assuming that there's some sort of
I don't know. We were fairly close to the ambulance.
further than you and I are from each other right now, or closer?
I think closer.
Okay. How about now?
I'm not sure. The ambulance was behind us. I'm not sure how close we were.
Right. At least a few yards.
Sure.
Okay. And those doors are pretty thick, secure metal doors that lock. Is that right?
Yes.
And chest compressions as they entered into the ambulance, which you did see, correct?
Yes.
When those doors closed, would you presume, from your experience, that those life-saving measures and their focus was on 𝗵𝗂𝗆𝗆 that continued?
Yes. After that, and I told them what was said and gave them the demographic information that I got.
Right.
She's saying I hit him.
Right.
So she told 𝗵𝗻𝗻 and 𝗕𝗏, she claims, in the ambulance that Karen Read was saying, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him. And that's how rumors get started. Because 𝗵𝗻𝗻 and 𝗕𝗏 claim that Karen said it at a different point. And so why would they need to be informed? Like, see what I'm saying here? She is the nexus of this. I hit him. Like, it never happened.
So in other words, did you say I went to high school with someone named Caitlin Albert?
I believe so.
So this is he grills her on.
Sure.
Read the transcript. Yeah.
Question: who's Caitlin Albert?
Yes.
Say, well, I went to high school with somebody named Caitlin Albert.
Yes.
Mr. McLaughlin, that was not a full and accurate statement of your relationship with Caitlin Albert, correct?
I object.
Was
What?
Was that accurate?
I mean, that's a fact. That's
Okay, next question.
What? It's a fact.
All right.
I'd like to be seen. Oh,
Saw her name in a. You didn't say that we are.
Go ahead.
In answer to that question, the open-ended question, who's Caitlin Albert? You didn't offer up in that first initial response. You didn't offer up. You didn't say we're friends, did you?
We're not.
You didn't say that we are in the same friend group, did you?
No.
You didn't say we've been friends since high school.
No.
You said I went to high school with someone named Caitlin Albert, correct?
Yes.
Almost as if you just saw her name in a yearbook.
No, I don't agree with that.
That's not true, is it? I mean, that wouldn't be true, correct? Because you did know Caitlin Albert.
That is true. And you asked me if I knew her, and I said yes. And you asked me if I'm friends with her, and I said I wouldn't say friends.
I'll get in cunty.
Right.
Even as you sit here today, you would not say that you're friends with Caitlin Albert.
No.
You wouldn't say that you've been friends for years.
We've known each other for years.
That wasn't my question.
We've known each other for years, but we are not close friends. We don't have a relationship, just her one-on-one. It's just group settings.
You grew up in the same town together, correct?
We did.
Went to the same middle school together.
Correct.
Went to the same high school together.
Yes.
You socialized with her.
Yes.
You've taken day trips with her and others.
Yes.
You've taken beach trips with her and others.
Yes.
You've taken 4th of July weekend getaways with her and others.
None of these questions were asked in the first trial because all of this came out after she testified. So this is good.
I don't remember that, but
One of your best friends named Michaela actually lived with Caitlin Albert at college, didn't she?
yes.
And you visited your best friend at that residence where she lived with Caitlin Albert on more than one occasion, didn't you?
Yeah, occasionally I would go to visit the friends that I had there.
You would even spend the night in the apartment with them, correct?
Maybe a handful of times, yes.
You've taken photographs with Caitlin Albert, correct?
I'm in pictures with her, yes.
You've been to baby showers with Caitlin Albert over the years.
I have attended a baby shower with her,
You've had
yes.
celebrations with her over the years.
How's this look to the jury? How does this
yeah,
look?
We socialize, like I said, group settings, social events. I will see her.
How does all that look to the jury? And I think this is where they're discussing whether or not they're allowed to look at the pictures. So there's Baghdad Bob. He's just like, what kind of misinformation can I tweet out right now? Gretchen and what's his name? Gretchen and Grant made the list again, but did not show up. Ted Daniels still has not gotten into court. We're on day 9. Ted Daniels not getting in. That seems like under no circumstances should Don DePietro get in over Ted Daniel. There's something very wrong with that. So I think they're allowed to show Caitlin Albert. I mean, Katie McLaughlin the pictures, but not put them on the big screen. I believe that's how it works.
How do you recognize those documents?
Objection.
What?
Those photographs.
Yes. Oh.
The photographs. Next question.
Who's depicted in the first photograph?
Myself.
Sustained?
Do you see? Does every one of those photographs include you?
Objection.
Sustained.
Does every one of those photographs include Caitlin Albert?
Objection. I'd like a clear to the instruction.
Sustained.
Why?
Mrs. McLaughlin, your relationship with Caitlin Albert goes back not just weeks or months or years, it goes back a decade or more. Matter of fact, more than a decade.
I mean, I grew up where we live in the same town, so we went through all the same school systems and everything.
So what?
Can I have this, please?
It's not like it's like 30,000 people live in this town. It's not like some town with a couple hundred people in a general store. Like you can live in Canton and not be friends with everyone. That is an option. Like you are clearly in the same friend group as her at the least.
The reality is you did more with Caitlin Albert than simply go to the same school system. Is that right?
Yes.
One of these photographs has you on vacation with Caitlin Albert drinking, correct?
Sustained.
Oh my God. He can't even reference the picture. You can't even reference the
You've been photographed
photographs.
with Miss Albert on many occasions at many celebrations with your girlfriends, correct?
Take a sidebar, please.
I'm going to allow that.
Is that right?
Been photographed on occasions.
On occasions, yes.
That wasn't my question. Your
Oh, go ahead, ask
My question was, you've been photographed on many occasions and many celebrations with Caitlin Albert and your girlfriends, a group of girls that were just like that.
Yeah.
And those include, as we went over just a second ago, 4th of July vacations, correct?
I'm not sure the dates on them.
I didn't ask you about the dates. I don't know the dates either.
Well, I don't know that that was a 4th of July celebration.
Would you like to look at the picture
Each
again?
photo with American flags in the background?
I'm objecting.
Sustained.
Like, why
So you have
can't they
those
talk
photographs
about the
that you looked at
pictures?
Some of the celebrations that you had with Caitlin Albert and others in your friend group, correct?
I'm objecting.
Sustained.
You've gone on overnight vacations.
Like the type of shit that they're fucking hiding from the jury. You can't know there was a previous trial. You can't know about an FBI investigation. You can't know that there's pictures all over Facebook of these two together. You can't know about any of this stuff. Why?
With Caitlin Albert, isn't that right?
There was one that I can remember, one overnight that I can remember with a big group of people.
Who was that? Where was that?
That was in Maine.
It was in Bethel, Maine, wasn't it?
Could have been. It was in Maine.
Have you been to more than one vacation in Maine with Caitlin Albert?
No, I don't know. That's the name of the town. I don't remember.
You've indicated that you've had baby showers where you attended with Caitlin Albert, correct?
I was invited to a baby shower, not Caitlin Albert's, but she was also invited to the baby shower.
Right. And the two of you posed for a photograph together, correct?
We posed around the girl that was having the baby.
Right. You and who else?
A bunch of other girls, her friends.
Right. Was one of them Caitlin Albert?
She was in the photo, yeah.
She's standing right next to you in the photo?
She could have been. Is that
Could have
in
been.
there?
Is that
Next question,
in
Mr.
there?
Jackson.
Oh, so she wants to look at the pictures.
I approach you.
No.
No?
You just looked at the photograph.
I just glanced through them. Sorry.
The objection is sustained.
Like, what the
The
fuck?
reality is, Ms. McLaughlin,
I missed this part.
Caitlin Albert is far more than simply somebody that you went to high school with. Isn't that true?
I described what it is.
Do you stand by your testimony that Caitlin Albert is, quote, somebody I went to high school, I'm sorry, I went to high school with somebody by that name?
I said that and I described the relationship numerous times throughout that testimony to
What a
clarify it.
cunt.
And you clarified it under questioning by me, correct?
Yes. And Mr. Lally, he asked follow-ups.
And in fact, you were shown some of these photographs last year too.
Objection.
Sustained.
What a cunt.
Photographs of you and Caitlin Albert last year, correct?
I just answered the questions that you
Which
have.
is-
Sure. The reason you clarified it, as you just testified, your relationship, is because you were confronted with photographs of you and Caitlin Albert last year, correct?
I just answered the questions that you had.
Right. And you were shown photographs last year.
I was, yes.
There's also another member of the Albert family that you've spoken to about this case, isn't that right?
Kevin Albert.
No.
January 30th, 2022. you were
This is the
contacted by a
most
member of the
important
Kearney Police
part.
Department to set up an interview for you.
The most important part of Katie McLaughlin is finding out why she was the one who spoke with Michael Proctor of all the firefighters. That needs to be established.
I was not.
You remember being contacted by anybody to set up an interview with Michael Proctor?
The state police called me and I met with two state troopers. I don't know which one of the troopers called me to set up the interview.
Isn't it true that it was actually a Canton police officer who coordinated that interview with you?
I have no knowledge of that at all.
Isn't it true that the Canton police officer who set up the interview with Massachusetts State Police and coordinated that interview was a detective named Kevin? You remember that?
I have no knowledge of that.
Isn't it true that Brian Albert has a brother named Kevin Albert on Canton Police Department?
I know that now.
Isn't that who coordinated your interview with Michael Proctor?
I've never spoken to Kevin Albert ever.
So how'd you?
Remember who it was that set up the meeting? How can you say with such specificity?
Because it was the state police called me. The state police called me. It was a state trooper.
Can you wait till I'm finished with my
Hold on
question?
one second.
Who's
sorry.
this? Who's the state trooper?
If you can't remember who it was that called you specifically, how can you say with such specificity that you've never spoken to Kevin Albert?
Because I have only ever talked about this case with a state police trooper. So there were two of them there when I went for the interview. I don't remember which one called
Who
me.
were
but
they?
I've never been contacted by anyone in the Canton police about an interview or about the case. So I know it's not. I just don't know which state trooper it was that called me.
So like her text message with, do we have this? She's got this text message. This is from the Proctor dump. It says right here, Paul G is reviewing the reports now. Steve Serif is here. If you need to interview him, and we can call Melanian as well. It's January 30th at 11:55. Proctor says, 28 seconds later, okay, great. Yuri and I are coming in at 1. to interview a firefighter. So he's coming into the Canton Police Department to interview Katie. Why? Who set that up? Why? How did she know to go to the Canton Police Department? And why is an interview being conducted there of all places? And why does 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗏 have anything to do with the coordination of these interviews? Why is 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗏 involved at all? How? Explain that. It says right here in the Proctor dump. Done. Got him. Explain that to me. Isn't that interesting? That the guy whose brother owns the house where John O'Keefe's body was found, upon which Katie McLaughlin responded on that fateful morning. He is Caitlin Albert's uncle. And what if Caitlin Albert told 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗏, my friend Katie wants to talk to you. She has something to tell you. Is she above that? Katie McLaughlin seems like the kind of person that thinks it's cool to be friends with somebody like Caitlin Albert. That's just the way she strikes me. I could totally picture her being like, yeah, sure. Oh, yeah. She said, I hit him. Get him in there. Uncle Kevin, get in there. Tap in.
Did you talk to Mr. Brennan about this issue when y'all met?
No, I did not.
This issue never came up?
No.
About 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗏𝗏 or the Massachusetts State Police or your first interview?
No.
You remember testifying about this last year?
I remember you asking me about who coordinated the interview.
And now as you sit here, you're saying it was absolutely 100% Massachusetts State Police that coordinated that interview.
I only ever spoke to the state police about that interview. I wasn't contacted by anyone else to go in for that interview.
Are you saying that you now have a specific memory of how that interview was set up and that it was Massachusetts State Police?
My only memory is.
Do you have a memory or do you
Answer the question, please.
I don't really get the question.
Can you answer my question?
I don't understand the question.
Ask it again.
Sure. Are you saying as you sit here now that you have a memory of how that interview was set up and it was by a Massachusetts State Police officer?
I always had a mememory that it was a state police officer.
Okay.
I don't know which one. That's why I said I don't know.
Isn't it true that last year you were asked that very similar question? This is at 10-56, lines 10 through 15. Question, do you recall being contacted by a completely different officer? Say, hey, Trooper Proctor wants to talk to you. Come on to Canton PD. Wants to have an interview. Answer, I don't remember exactly how the interview was set up. Remember that?
Right.
So as you sit here, you now have a specific memory that interview was set up by Massachusetts police officers.
That's the only memory I have of it. And when I said I don't know, you said somebody other than Proctor, and I didn't know if you were referring to the other state trooper that was there because I didn't remember specifically who called me to come in for the interview. But I've never spoken to anybody in the Canton Police about that interview or that setup.
𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗏𝗏𝗏 is Brian Albert's brother.
I'm aware of that now.
You're aware that
Oh, now. Okay.
I guess so.
I guess
How many
so.
conversations did you have with anybody before you actually sat down with Michael Proctor? Either in anticipation of setting up the interview or otherwise?
None. I think once I got the call, I just called my chief that they're asking me to come in.
Well, who asked you? Who asked you? Who asked you? Why you? That's my question, is why her? Why is she the one being asked? Why is Caitlin Albert's good friend the one who's being called to be questioned and no one else? No other firefighters were questioned until February 8th when Nagel and 𝗵𝗵𝗃𝗏𝗏 were questioned. Why her?
I don't know which state trooper called me.
But as you sit here now, you're very specific in your memory. It was a state trooper.
I only ever met with state troopers, and no one from the Canton Police ever contacted me about an interview, setting up an interview.
How did you know to go to Canton Police?
During your interview with Michael Proctor, did you just
Even Michael Proctor's text, he's just like, yeah, we're meeting a girl there named Katie. So who set that up? And why are you meeting at the Canton Police?
Proctor, that you had a pre-existing. I want to talk to you for a second about your role. You did, in fact, arrive at 34th Fairview, McLaughlin. How long had you been a firefighter paramedic at that time? Or potential homicides? Had you?
No.
You hadn't been trained. You had no advanced training on.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
You hear people in the background, in the foreground, people talking over each other.
Yes.
Emotions, your emotions, everybody else's emotions. You responded in the way you've indicated she responded, correct?
Yes.
The words you claimed you heard were, I hit him. Is that right?
Correct.
It's your experience that people under pressure, people under stress, because you go to high stress situations all the time as a firefighter paramedic, correct?
Correct.
People in those kind of situations.
No.
Did you hear my client ask the question of confusion, or a series of questions of confusion? Could I have hit him? Did I hit him?
I did not hear that.
Never heard her say anything close to.
That's
"Did I
what
hit him?"
Jen McCabe heard.
I did not.
Ms. McLaughlin, where are your notes regarding this statement?
On my
I don't
hand.
have any.
On my hand.
Where'd they go?
It's not in the role that I was in. I'm not in a position to write a report on this type of call. It would be the lead paramedic or the officer on scene.
So you didn't write anything down? You didn't have any opportunity to write anything down?
I didn't.
You're just going by your memory.
Yes.
What the plates before starting at runtime 8:50?
Okay.
Pause it. Just to orient us, can you tell me where you are in that video?
I might be in the middle there, although I didn't get a good look.
Pause it. What are you looking down at?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I would write like
Here we go.
stuff on my glove. That's something I'll do as I'm getting the information. Was that your question about notes?
You were taking notes.
That's just me jotting down the demographics.
Let's keep playing.
The demographics. Yeah, a white guy. You needed to jot that down. He's white. The guy on the lawn is white. What other demographics are there? He's white and male.
Client is overly frantic and almost hysterical.
That's the point where your client started to make the statements.
Well, hold on. Look at this.
Pause it.
Where's
Still part of the interaction where my client is overly frantic and almost hysterical?
That's the point where your client started to make the statements.
Was she overly frantic
What?
and almost hysterical?
She was distraught.
Overly frantic and almost hysterical. We're using different words. I'm asking you about your words. Does this describe her as overly
I think the overly frantic and hysterical, I was describing the entire scene.
So you'll agree that she doesn't look overly frantic or hysterical?
Again, hard to say from a video, but
And according to you, well, that's actually, Mr. McLaughlin, it's easiest to say from a video, isn't it? It's a video.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, she's kind of, she's not totally in view, and I mean, she wasn't
I
sitting
know.
there calmly, I guess.
Right, she needs to serve you.
She was upset. She was very upset.
So she just wrote down his demographics and didn't write down in her notes on her hand. She just confessed to hitting him with the car. She didn't write that in her note hand thing. Oh my God, what are we doing?
I might say hysterical. She was extremely upset.
Okay, and this is the point which Ms. McCabe is saying, calm down, you're being hysterical.
Yeah.
Okay, let's let it. Confessing, having hit John. Pause it. So you indicated that this is the point at which, and we can leave the lights down for a second. We'll play it again. This is the point at which you said my client had just said, I hit him. Basically confessing, having hit John O'Keefe, correct?
Those are the statements she'd made.
And Officer Sheriff is standing right there. Right?
Yes.
You see any reaction from him right there?
Nope.
I know he turned and told somebody to go get the sergeant. I don't know if that already played.
No,
I'm sorry.
Do you see any reaction from him?
He responded, "You what?" And she repeated it again, and then he told someone to get the sergeant.
I know what your statement is. I know that's your testimony. I'm asking about the video. Do you see him reacting right here?
You'd have to play it again. I wasn't looking at that part.
Oh my
Do you
God.
see him handcuff my client?
Oh no.
You see him call anybody over to handcuff my client?
He turned to signal to get Goody down here. Is what?
So they handcuffed her.
No.
They didn't handcuff her.
No.
Even though she just confessed in front of a police officer, according to you.
That's what she said.
I hit him. It's my fault. I did it. That's a confession.
This is good.
She said, "I hit him. I hit him. I
That's
hit him.
good.
I hit him."
That's good.
Officer Sheriff just stands there, and my client walks away. Correct?
You'd have to talk to Officer Seraph about that.
Oh, we got.
You should.
You should.
So let's move on. Mr. Jackson, I'm not rushing you, but how much longer do you think you'll be?
You should, she says.
Not long.
Okay, so
I can wrap it in a couple minutes.
okay.
Toward the end of this video.
Are you playing it again, or should we put the lights on?
If we can play it.
Okay.
Pause it.
Let's.
You didn't have a notepad?
I probably did. Sometimes it's easier to just write it down on your glove.
Right, you write, I hit him on your
No.
Did you write
I
I
did
hit him? Didn't do that. She wasn't arrested. Like she just confessed to this. I hit him. I hit him. I hit him. Look at Jen fucking moving her arms. I fucking hate when she does that.
Could be writing something down, looking down at your glove.
I might be looking at it.
She doesn't fucking stop moving her hands. Look at her.
Pause it. Is this also an example of my client? being
Poor
overly hysterical?
Karen Read. Poor Karen Read.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention to her.
Have the lights up.
Well, finishing writing down some of the other.
It was important enough.
Yeah.
Write things down.
Yes, I wrote down some of the things that were said.
Some of the things that were important, correct?
Yes.
So for instance, you write down John O'Keefe. That's his name, right?
Right.
You might write down a circle with a slash through it. Allergies. No allergies, right?
Right.
You might write down 46, his age.
Right.
You might write down how he was injured, hit by a car, correct?
I did not know that was. Well, I didn't know what those statements meant.
You might write down
What?
3 little syllables.
You didn't
I
know
just told you.
I hit him? You don't know what I hit him meant?
Repeat it 4 times as you plan, right?
Yeah, I had that in my head, and I was going to go tell them that.
Oh, it was in my head. Oh, right.
Writing things, correct?
Yeah.
I was gonna tell him that, but I didn't.
I wasn't going to write that statement down on the glove. I remembered that, and I went back to the ambulance and told them.
Why didn't you tell the police? Why would you tell other
You didn't memorialize that
firefighters?
statement on any note that we have, correct?
No.
You didn't memorialize that statement on any glove that you were wearing, correct?
No.
Whatever you wrote down on that glove, where's that now?
Yeah, I don't have it, obviously.
I don't know how obvious it is. What'd you do with it?
You just scratch everything out and you throw out the glove.
Just threw it away.
Mhm.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
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 So we don't know what was actually on or not on that glove, do we?
I wasn't going to get back to the ambulance and just reported it. Importance. I was relaying that information to the ambulance verbally. I didn't need to write it down.
That's all I have.
So Brennan, can you do a redirect?
Albert, you said you went to high school with her. Did you immediately then answer questions describing that relationship?
Correct. Watch the.
All right, so I'll that's it for Katie McLaughlin. So look at I'm gonna read some turtle chats now, and we'll read a bunch of these. Probably not gonna have time to get to the Gallagher stuff, but that's cool because Gallagher is gonna go on tomorrow, so we'll just do all Gallagher Day tomorrow, and we got a lot to talk about with him. Obviously, I have no clue who's gonna go after that. Hopefully, maybe. I mean, there's some boring. When I heard that the blood alcohol lady was on, I'm like, oh, just kill me now. I don't listen. I don't care. When I heard Dr. Fowler's talking, all right, taking a break on this one. I don't need to hear from him. I don't need to hear from most of the criminalists. I mean, I guess there's a little bit of the testimony. I guess it's important, but I don't need them to go through each piece of taillight and say, I logged this into evidence here and I did this. And it's like, I don't need all that. Get me to the good stuff. Wake me up when the McAlberts are on. All right, let's read some turtle chats. Let's do this. Whew. All right. So Fag Brennan says $5 and goes, find someone that's dedicated to you as much as Turtleboy is dedicated to calling the fake victim the fake victim. I don't know what else to call her. That's just her name. It's a perfect nickname for her. She's a fake victim. I mean, I guess Slam Pig will do too, but we'll stick with fake victim for now. I like that more. It's got a nice ring to it. Thank you. Next up, Cuck Brennan sends $5 and says, someone needs to tell Karen to stop making faces. It's getting bad again. Is it? You don't really see her face anymore. They don't show it. Also, unironically, it's funny when people try to tell you the defense team something. Raise the reading Dono minimum to $10 to filter all the dumbasses in long turtle chats like mine, ironically. Okay. Now I'm not gonna, I mean, I think $5 is a good floor. So thank you. Everybody's of different means, Lori sends $5 and says, so let's see. Jen wants the world to believe she remembered Karen's statements of, did I hit him? Could I have hit him? But failed to remember Karen's confession of, I hit him. I hit him. I hit him. Bitch, please. You are a lying cunt and have an extreme allergy to the fucking truth. Of course she is. Of course she is, Lori. Thank you. Nikki Marie sends $10, goes, although your sub count is fantastic, your audience is worldwide and 0.001% of the population. Tell the judge it's not that serious because it's not just Massachusetts. Right, exactly. Annie sends $25 and goes, I have family there in Norwood and Canton. Have you ever spoken to the kids who were in the high school with Colin? If they could be given immunity, they could explain what the motive was in the events of 9/8. Okay, there was no motive. Dude, it was just a fucking fight that went too long. That went bad. Like that, how hard is that to understand? It's a fight that went bad. Thank you. Turtle Mommy sends $5 and goes, Katie McLaughlin testified that Officer Saraf heard Karen scream that she hit him, yet Gallagher is there with his leaf blower an hour later, not treating this as a crime scene. It's a good point. I mean, Saraf, when you meet Saraf, you're like, well, that guy's a lazy piece of shit. I guess I could picture him not reporting something major like that, but she says that he immediately said, get Goody down here. That clearly never happened. Next up, Jessica Fogg sends $10. It goes, Katie was definitely lying about the officer calling for good because she pronounced it goody, how it's spelt, but it's pronounced good. Correct. Thank you. Deb sends $5 and goes, aren't like 80% of us watching you female? So are they worried that we will all be incited to beat up Tully with our Stanley Cups? I know. That's the other thing. So Tully's afraid of women. That's a good point. It's mostly women. Like the fundraiser at like the one at Peabody was like 90% women. It was like all women. It was crazy. There we go. Lorraine sends $10 and goes, have you heard about Kevin Weeks being 𝗕𝗄𝗃? Okay, just stop it right there. Just stop it right there. Let me be very, very clear about this. 𝗕𝗄𝗃 is not, and you sent the whole other paragraph, not reading it. Thank you for the $10. 𝗕𝗄𝗃 is not related to Kevin Weeks. That is a fucking untruth, of which there is zero evidence, of which I've researched extensively when I found out that her maiden name was Weeks about 2 years ago. And I understand some of you guys are new to this story, and you're like, holy shit, did you look into this? Of course I fucking looked into it. I'm fucking Turtleboy. Of course I looked into it. It's not there. Kevin Weeks is not related to Jennifer Weeks. Okay? Get it through your thick fucking heads and stop fucking asking me about that shit. Tell your friends. It's fucking completely made up. That's it. Thank you. Next. Glad to clear that up. Thank you for the $5. $10 actually. Thank you. Aaron sends $10 and goes, Kerry Roberts claimed she had to dig John's face out of the snow to give him CPR. Jen's 911 call states otherwise. Yeah, he was also found on his back, wasn't he? So that'd be weird. Jessica Fogg sends $10 and goes, if she changed her mind, she would have texted him, never mind, not go outside in the cold to tell him. And if she changed her mind due to something that happened in the house, she wouldn't have invited her brother in. That's a good point. He was dropping something off, or she was giving him something, hint, hint. Why do you think he opened the door and not rolled down the window? But if she was giving him something, there would be something in the text messages backing it up, I think. About like, hey, can you bring some shit over here? You know, but again, I have no evidence whatsoever that he's a drug dealer. So people are so obsessed with like the drug dealer angle of everything. Oh, is he selling drugs? Was he sprinkling some crack around there? Like, no, sometimes it's not that complicated. $5 from Nicole and says, I love hearing the juror updates from Jess and Sue. It sounds like the jurors are more engaged when the defense is up. Could be a good sign. What are your observations when you are in court? When I've been in court, which was earlier on, I haven't been in like 4 or 5 days. They've been attentive, younger. You know, I think it's going well so far, but they don't have as many tells as the previous juries. Thank you. And hopefully they keep it that way. Nick sends $10, goes, did Katie almost slip up during cross? She was asked if she would have written the victim was struck by a car on her glove, and her immediate response was, I didn't, and seemed to stop herself before she could say, I didn't know he was hit by a car, after trying to say Karen admitted to it multiple times. I didn't pick up on that. Thank you, Nick. John sends $5 and says, can anyone lie to the FBI and have zero consequences? Apparently. Thank you. All right. Logical Texas CPA Litzman sends $20 and again has kind of a long one. So the other side has to stop with the no one on Fairview came out of their houses. Albert's had so many reasons why they should have, and the neighbors none. That's a great point. Yeah. Why would the neighbors come out? It's on the Albert's lawn. And the neighbors woke up because they took a picture. Why would the neighbors walk outside? The Alberts didn't. They weren't the ones who had a dead man on their lawn. Their family member didn't call them and give them a heads up 3 times that morning. They didn't have a get together the night before where, according to them, a couple was supposed to come in, stopped out front, left, and never came inside. Exactly. All right. That's a good turtle chat. I like that. Thank you. Lisa sends $40 and goes, happy 10th birthday to your daughter. Well, thank you very much, Lisa. It's very kind of you. Danielle sends $100. Woo. Thanks, Danielle. Says, hey, Doc, isn't Levinson's dad the one who contacted Yannetti? No. And didn't she supposedly disappear after the first testimony and is allegedly needed PTSD counseling and shit? I have no idea. Fuck Kate. Her face pisses me off almost as much as Bev. Happy birthday to your mini. Congratulations on Junior's first communion and congratulations on your deserved ruling. Well, thank you very much, Danielle. She hardly appears disturbed, but more like a good theater student that hasn't rehearsed all her lines. I've never heard Sarah Levinson's dad going to Yannetti. I don't know if you're confused about that or if you know something I don't know, but there's that. Thank you, Danielle. Pamela sends $5 and goes, Katie McLaughlin looks like she's wearing a jacket the court made her wear over a sweatshirt she showed up wearing. Was there a delay before she entered court? Wasn't she supposed to be called? And then they brought up Sarah Levinson. They called Katie McLaughlin. And next thing you know, Sarah Levinson's up there. That was bizarre. So thank you. Next up, Lisa sends $10 and goes, why was Heather asked about looking at her cell phone when picking up Julie? Because she was like, they're saying, were you like distracted by shit? So thank you. Emily sends $5 and says, knock, knock. Who's there? Not Paul Gallagher. So true. JJ the Turtle Dove says $5 and goes, how would Sarah know if the house lights illuminated the flagpole? That's a great point. She didn't look in that direction, right? She was studying her shoes all the way to the car. That peanut butter sandwich had her focus on the ride out. Yeah, remember she was looking at the tree line, but not what was in front of the tree line. Right. Brittany sends $10, says, congrats on not going to jail. Well, thank you. You still need to be careful. Tully needs to be exposed, but the right place is in court. Show them the messages Kearney has of Lindsay admitting Tully deleted messages. That is a smoking gun. Well, we have the proof that Tully deleted messages. We have the phone extract with missing messages from Krusty. Thank you. Rachel sends $10 and says, I'm confused with how John's phone took so many steps between 6:04 and 6:15. Do you think someone else picked up John's phone besides Kerry? I don't know. Thank you, Rachel. Nurse Kristen sends $10 and goes, I wonder why Karen's attorneys aren't asking or didn't ask in the first trial anyone that was in the house that night or the next day if they saw Chloe. She asked Sarah today. Thank you for fighting for Karen and John. You are brave and appreciated. This could be any of us. P.S. Sarah Levinson and Katie McLaughlin both wearing crosses today was gross. Agreed on that. Stephanie sends $10 and goes, I find it hard to believe with the precipitation that writing on a glove would work. I know. That's weird too. Rosaline sends $10 and goes, happy Cinco de Mayo and happy birthday to your daughter. Number 1 has the question, was the ground hard? Becoming the new, does a bear shit in the woods? I know. I love how they ask him, was the ground hard? Like, how the fuck would I know if the ground's hard? It's so improper. Jen testified she has not spoken to Higgins and he wasn't part of the timeline gang. Do you think placing the Jeep near where OJO was found? They didn't place the Jeep near where he was found. Was to make Higgins a plan B suspect? No. Yes, you're nuts. She goes, am I nuts? Yes, you're nuts. Thank you, Rosaline. Tammy sends $5 and goes, she's like that girl in high school that would pretend to know everyone that died, got pregnant, expelled, etc., and cried to get attention, inserting herself into everyone's circle of friends to try and make her miserable life relevant. She's probably not so secretly in love with Caitlin Albert. Maybe so. Maybe so. Thank you, Tammy. Next up, Danielle sends another $10 and goes, can you make t-shirts that say, of course I did? I'm Turtleboy. Maybe we'll do that. Thank you, Danielle. She sends another 10 and I'm thinking of Scanlon's daughter. Yeah. Scanlon. Yeah, but she wasn't, as far as we know, Scanlon's daughter was not there. So thanks for that one. Okay. Let me read some Cash Apps here. All right. We have Jordan sends $5 and goes, what the fuck type of witness list order is this? I'm lost. You and me both, dear. I don't know what the fuck's going on with that. Jessica sends $5 and goes, do you think Judge Doolin watches your show? I doubt it. I mean, maybe that'd be cool if he did, but I see him in the hallway sometimes when I'm there, and I never know what to say to him because I think it's like improper if I'm like, hey, Judge Doolin, how you doing? What's going on? So because I can't be, you know what I mean? I want to be professional about this. I'm very charming. I don't want to win him over with my charm. I want to win him over with my, the facts, the Constitution. Next up, we have Lopez sends $25 and goes, thank you for all you do, Laura and Peabody. You're welcome, Laura and Peabody. I love you. Thank you. And Kerry True Crime sends $5 and goes, I DM'd you Michael Proctor's trial one clip. Kevin Albert helped set up the interview. Let me see this. He sent it on Twitter. Let me see.
He offered. We did not use it.
Did you see this? Of which agency?
That's why we did not use that recorded room.
But he offered, didn't he?
He offered. We did not use it.
Did you see that as a problem?
That he offered?
Yeah.
No, I don't, sir.
You see that as a problem because he might, I don't know, take some of those interviews and forward them to his brother?
Objection.
Sustained. You can ask it differently, Mr. Jackson.
Were you concerned that Kevin Albert was offering to utilize Canton's recording programs facility in order to get access to what the witnesses were saying so that he could then forward that or tell his brother?
No.
Never crossed your mind?
Never.
Well, if it never crossed your mind, why didn't you go ahead and use the recording room?
Typically don't record our interviews.
That's not what you said a second ago. You said the reason we didn't use the recording room is because of the obvious possibility that Kevin Albert and Canton PD could have access to the recordings.
Objection.
Sustained.
Didn't you say that's why we didn't use it?
No.
What was your answer?
No.
What did you say?
That we didn't use it.
When I said, if you made a recording, it would be in the hands of which agency? Obviously Canton PD. And your answer was, that's why we didn't use the recording room, right?
No, I don't recall saying that's why we didn't use the.
Did I miss it? Did I miss when he said that? That's where Proctor admits Kevin's a part of everything. I don't think he admits it, though. And that he offered the room that records video. Oh, yes. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, you're right. But it still doesn't say that Kevin Albert was the one who contacted Katie McLaughlin. He's just offering the room up because he wants to hear what these people are saying. So I get what you're saying, but thank you, Terry. Let me just refresh this one more time. The turtle chats. I don't want to miss anyone. Okay, we're good. All right. So it's getting kind of late. It's 12:30. No Celtics tomorrow. So we'll be starting right on time, getting to the Gallagher shit. And we'll see what else comes tomorrow, won't we, folks? But I love all you fine people. Go get some sleep. Brush your teeth. Comb your hair, condition, all that good stuff. And we'll see you guys tomorrow night at 9 o'clock. All right. Peace to you, bum grease.
It calls for data including calendars, alerts, reminders, notes, text messages, pictures, or videos from April 1st, 2023 through and including October 5th, 2023. 7 months.